Oi, oi. Welcome back to the Martin Leaker channel. Good to see you all, guys. Welcome back. If you would, please give us a big 420 if I'm coming through clear. Let me just hear that for myself. That sounds absolutely fantastic. That will do. Got a special, awesome show for you tonight. The show that is called It's Freemasonry Because They Founded Tartaria, Land of Giants. All will be revealed tonight. So I'm going to share a secret with you all. Something that I now know, take it or leave it, that I'm going to share with you tonight. And to me, it's how they rule the world. And I think it's definitely a thing. And I'm going to share it with you. It's going to be fabulous. So I'm going to start here. Oh, yes. It's going to be very interesting. Welcome all. As you can see, it's a trippy background today. We're going to have a fantastic time. We're going to not take life too seriously at all. And we're going to be fab. We're going to be fantastic. That's what we're going to do. We're going to outshine this place. So let's start here. I think there is a bit of a delay time in reality. I think that actually, if it's done through bad intent via a proxy, I think then there's a delay time rather than an instantaneous manifestation of reality. Hold on. This is what I mean. Going back 2 months ago, every single person that I could think of was hating Hollywood's guts. Now, this has been going on a while, hasn't it? Since like Kevin Spacey and since Richard Gervais at the Golden Globes spewing all over them and all of the nasty, gnarly shit that comes out. And it's just like the words of Johnny Rotten in the Left Field song, burn Hollywood, burn, tear down Tinseltown. So because of the nature of reality, which I'm going to share with you now, that place, Los Angeles, is on a certain coordinate, and it's all about coordination on coordinates. Dates and times, all will be explained. It's quite mind-blowing. You love Hollywood. Mr. Marmot has the right attitude. I'm the same. I just say I love everything, and let's just leave it to reality to sort it out. You know, it's their karma after all. You know, I'm not my brother's keeper, and if they're doing like stuff that is, you know, dangerous to their spirit, that's on them. You know, the way I see it, guys, is, and this is just my opinion, actually, is fuck progression. No, I really do think that. I think that the way that they're going now and the way that they want this to go is it's just a block end, guys. We're being led down a Swanee. This is just not a sustainable reality that they're doing. To me, I think that humanity should go back to the woods where it came from, eat upon the mushrooms, do the inner work, and see where we went wrong. Because everything that's happening in this place is because of us. Why? When they found this place after a reset, Freemasons, founding fathers, let's just think of America to start, okay? They found huge cities buried in the mud after a reset. They dug them out, and then they became founding fathers. And the Freemasons, or the founding fathers of America, most of them were in a fraternity, one or another. They knew how this place works. They took control of certain sectors of the realm, and that was between the Vatican, the Freemasons, the Vatican, the Jesuits, the Freemasons, and everything else that comes along under that, and World Bank and everything else. But they had to be in specific places nodally. Now, if people don't actually think that this place is on a grid and some sort of simulation, and then it can be hacked, well, what I'm going to present tonight, you know, is a picture of, they know the technology of this place and they use it to rule. Okay, they use it to keep everyone fast asleep, especially with Hollywood, the land of dreams. Everyone just in imagination, nothing to do with the realities of our life. And that is where they put us. Okay, they use a whole plethora of tools and in their arsenal against humanity. But once you awake to them, they can't hurt you anymore or touch you in any way. Now, briefly to start this, I'm going to look at things not really in black and white. I'm going to look at more in the grey sector, okay? Because I don't want to cast aspersions one way or the other because of ignorance. And concerning Freemasonry, I just don't know. And that's the God's honest truth, you know, from outside what I've learned on truther videos like Russian vids, the 33 coding, and, you know, this seemingly, you know, I don't know, a Luciferian organization that stems back to Zoroastrianism, etc., and black magic and witchcraft. Do I think that is going on with this fraternity? I don't know. I don't know. I've looked at the evidence. The evidence is after the reset, they got the information. They got the knowledge of how this place works. They got all of the infrastructure that was left, all the underground systems, all of that going on, all of the cities and all of the populations that were about to arrive, okay, and then just reprogrammed. They're doing it again. They're resetting. Yeah, they're resetting the world over, guys. There's fires all over the world, but they just don't talk about them. And LA, you know, the Sin City, the City of Angels, what's the irony in that? It's just looks like I showed you on my video yesterday, like when you look at San Francisco 1906, just streets empty. Again, the MO of just trees not really affected, houses just falling in their fucking footprint. God, but you know, I just can't believe it, guys, because you know, of all the stuff I've learned in the last 24 hours about people not being able to insure their properties, etc., they won't be able to rebuild their lives back. And what about 180,000 people or even more being evacuated? Where do they go? No, really, where the fuck do they go? Do they come back? Well, do they go over the border to Arizona, maybe, camp out? Does anybody even know? Reset of cities and civilizations, this is an ongoing thing. And if you miss the ball, yeah, you miss the whole show. And I think that this is just so much fuckery going on, and I've seen it all before. Fuck progression is what I say. Okay, I think that humanity is just definitely taken the wrong. You're going the wrong fucking way. You're going the wrong way. We're going the wrong way. We're going against our brothers and sisters and our families. You know, to me, the world we had is not going to come back. You know, the freedoms we had at concerts and festivals and just, you know, the way people were with one another, it's just not going to come back. The world's just too fucking weird. It's too weird. Like, I used to be the weirdest person in the room, not any fucking more, I can tell you. Thanks, Christine. So I'm not going to put all of the woes to the world on one race or another, because I think there's just one big club. We're not in it. And it's all going down to, somebody mentioned astrology earlier, although I don't really care about things like that. I'm going to show you that they do. Certain calendars, not necessarily ours, more Juliana calendar, they go from a different time scale than us, and that includes the royals and other households as well, elites. They use a different calendar than the rest of us. And they use sigils, they use charms and Solomon magic, because they found the handbook of how to control reality at the beginning of this last reset. And they've been running it ever since, but they're losing control of it. How do I know? Okay, all of that bad intent that went towards Hollywood, and now it's in flames. What are the chances? Oh, okay, maybe some of the fires were of nefarious origin or whatever, but the circumstances behind them and the way reality is everything just fell into place for these to happen. That, besides the point, the circumstances of how they got there, but the reality is huge areas being burnt. Make your own mind up, you know, land grabs, whatever you think. I'm just saying that it's about that node. It's about the 33rd degree. And we're going to talk about that tonight. It's chilling. We're going to talk about a lot tonight. And this is some of the things we're going to talk about. We're going to have a giggle later on. We're going to talk about the fact that this, you know, cult, this death cult, the Babylonian death cult, that is ruling this place through what is happening on the coordinates and the timelines and the parallels, believe it or not. And we're going to look into that, and the druidical beliefs of the Romans, you know, from like the Gallic annals of Julius Caesar, who's got not good things to say about their practices. It seems that the Romans accuse them of sacrifice, human sacrifice, because the Romans themselves, or the people, the Phoenicians that are in control now, they don't do that. If you are on a specific node or a specific coordinate, okay, and you do a heinous thing or a sacrifice, it will affect the whole place. It will affect the whole place. If you do exactly the same thing with good intent and love, you can literally take over through love. It's just reversing what they're doing, and it's more powerful. Don't believe me? Well, we'll give it a go, shall we? We're going to look into World War I in the Crystal Palace. There was a massive exposition there of all of the things they had left over from the First World War. Insanity. We'll have a look at that in colour footage. Some mud floods and apocalyptic photographs of 1800s of Mount Etna. And it looks very mud floody. And whatever else we can get through. Later on, we're going to have images of the day, and hopefully we're going to talk about... at the end of this post, after we have a giggle as such, we're going to talk about maybe a trip down memory lane, but we'll have to see what we're doing on time. So yeah, this whole narrative circles back on itself, I found, you know, with the whole, you know, bad press concerning certain peoples, concerning the Druids, which were the last remnants of, were apparently taken out of this picture, of this reality, in Anglesey. While the Romans hunted them down and brutally murdered them all. So they were all with mystics, and they were all from the woods. Let's just say that, using the old ways, not the new ways, the old ways of magic. And they were using that. And the Romans, they were doing exactly the same, but they wanted control. We're going to, later on, we're going to look at just the craziest stuff, and just invite you to come and enjoy this trip through Martin's imagination and findings. Okay, and let's see what you think by the end. And I hope you enjoy it. So, Rusty Woodpecker's in the house. Give you all a few. Burnt land gets classed as uninhabited. Yeah, but what about this? All that poor ganja being burnt as well. That breaks your heart, doesn't it? Why are they saying contaminated? I'm hearing all sorts of, you know, on the news articles, they say 100% contaminated. With there's an ocean right smack next to it. You think that America would literally get every helicopter in the fucking world there and out there, like second biggest city? But you think you gotta fight for your right to party. Fuck yeah. That's a way to start the show, that is. Thank you. John, you sing in Romans because they Roman. They were the Roman for the Kaisers. Well, I agree with that. In the they only shit out of nowhere, and if you look into it, they're just they're an echo in history. They're just being brought to the forefront today, just like dinosaurs and other bullshit. It's not real. It's just bullshit. That was the Vatican. Salt hurts the soil. Oh, right. Salt hurts the soil. Oh, yeah, Jeffrey, I got you. Fire will just regenerate it, actually. So there is that. It's quite good, isn't it? Forest fire regenerates everything. I watched about half an hour of Joe Rogan yesterday interviewing Mel Gibson. Did any of you catch any of that? Very telling, very telling. Mel Gibson was talking about pre-Columbus America and the making of the film Apocalypto, and this naff narrative to go on for his reasoning of why he chose that for a location and a time. But it's just, everybody knows that's fucking bullshit. It's just, they keep doing this. It's like for my next film, we're going to torture Jesus Christ to death in slow motion for 3 fucking hours. It's like, look. And Joe Rogan had a NASA t-shirt on. Yeah. I'm really loving this new flat earth rollout that they're doing under the guise of an anti-flat earth rollout, thinking some of us are just actually missing it. Really weird. Well, it's getting millions and millions looking at it. Bad press is okay in the short term, but not the long term. Martin, the tree of the telegraph pole survived the fire. Yeah, I've seen all them images. It's the same as San Francisco, isn't it? It's just a similar MO. It's just these powers should not be. They've been playing a game with us. So, Striker, what you say? Mel Gibson's the king of MK Ultras. Oh, yeah, he knows all right. But he said this. He said, he just sat there, smug as fuck. He said these words, so I can get him close. So, as I'm sitting here, my house is burning down in Hollywood, so I've been told. And then he laughed and said, well, it's just one of those things, isn't it? I'm going to fuck off to Costa Rica and live in my house there. So he couldn't really give a shit that his house was burning in Hollywood. No, because he's fucking insured. They probably didn't say, no, Mel, you can't have insurance. Okay, no. So yeah, I only watched an hour of it. It's just like I can only take it in short segments. It's just that lower level of truth actually gives me a physical pain in my head. No, it does. It does. Like baby truthers drive me fucking mental, and that's what they are. They're light years behind the rest of the truther community. It's a really strange thing. And they talk about it like from a lead standpoint, like they're the intellect that everyone should be guided by. It's really fucking strange. Mel Gibson, oh, thank you for that, Fandango. And Mel Gibson, oh, excuse me, let me bring that up before we get stuck into some juice. I've got plenty tonight, so make sure to stick around to the end, and you're gonna miss the funnies and everything later on. Mel Gibson has been corrected. He went through humiliation ritual back in the program. I would say that they all have to go through humiliation thing. They have to do naff roles like that. They don't really want to do, and adverts and stuff. So yeah, I think that from what I take is they do something so gnarly to these people that they soon fucking, no matter how brave they think they are, they soon change their fucking mind. A bit like Winston visiting room 101, something along those lines, I suspect. It's like, no, you're worth a fucking trillion to us. You do as you're fucking told. Yeah, so I think it's along those lines. And if you don't, well, there is a time, and there is a place, as we will see shortly. So, old world and underworld. So, we're going to talk about the dragon a little bit later. We're going to talk about Welsh myth of old as well. Mel Gibson is with the movie currently. Yeah, flight rate is supposed to be okay, so I've heard. They're using a stock helicopter footage. In fact, they all use stock now, make them CGI shit. So they had an advert on the earlier that YouTube forced me to watch. A famous Hollywood actor on there. Don't want to mention his name. And his AI. It's like they don't even have the real ones. They just AI them. So what is Heather saying? Thank you for that, Heather. Just a bit towards keeping the heat on. Thank you for all of us. Well, that's the idea. Is tonight, if you are in a cold country, stay warm, stay cushy. Okay, that means snuggly in Wales. Thank you, Beer Guy. Good to see you, my friend. And Gary's in the house as well, my mate. Kathy and Gio. So yeah, peace and love to you all. Let's get stuck in. This month's flying fucking by as I knew it would. Winston Smith. Oh, it's weird, isn't it? Just mentioned you. Jeffrey Griffin. Tom. I don't mention that word out loud. It's like saying the Greta thing. You can't stay away from it. Anyway. It's about like the intent, I think. I'm just looking at everything as my mind works and sharing it with you, my research, and as you will see. So I see Mellage is in the chat somewhere as well. Big loves to Mellage and Rain, woof. So yeah. And Sheila Lewis is fucking freezing and it's snowing and it makes you ache and feel, I'm aware of that. Okay. It's even snowing in Texas, believe me. Such subtropical Texas is covered in fucking snow. Well, the Dallas bit is anyway. Divine Benefactory, oi oi, and Oliver Caroline's in the house as well. And Ritzen, I guess it's pretty cold here, lots of snow. Okay, well, let's warm the cockles of your heart. Is it with an adventure? Is Angela Carson in the house? Eek! Is that Angela Carson? Oh God, see 30,000 homeless is fucking terrible. Where do they go, I wonder? How do you rebuild your life in the current economic climate? It's just beyond me. Jew, good to see you. Right, well, it is a ritual, and we're going to talk about it all right now, guys. Let me just get stuck into the juice, because there's so much that is going to be crazy to get through. So they use neuro-linguistic programming to tell us which way this thing's going, build back better. What will happen is after a good bit of LA is being wiped out, and when they're in their own good time to out it, then the savior will come, Donald, and he will donate some money and make everything go better again, and build probably some nice apartments along those lines. But build back better is what they're saying. When you're linguistics, you can tell that that's just predictive programming. They are definitely destroying the world. They are creating the perfect Hegelian dialectic with the fire guys, you know, order out of chaos. And the way they do it is to create chaos, the fire, and they offer a solution. Donald, creator, and then the solution is, that shit's ours now, and we're doing what we fucking want with it. You lot are gone. Okay, it's called a reset, and it's all down to this progressive thinking for them. Fuck off with it. I see exactly where all this is going. Okay, we're going to get stuck into the juice. Make sure to, please, give myself a little bit of room without fucking my microphone up. Make sure, if you would, it's John Neo in the house. Very, very John Levy-esque is John Neo. And Haha's in the house. Yeah, strange times. Okay, we're going to get stuck in. Okay. And let's see if I can elaborate myself in the way that I want to intend to, which would be good. Okay. I can't claim to know anything about Freemasonry, guys, one way or another. But what I can tell you is I used to work with a load of them. My last job was in B&Q Garden Centre. And on a Thursday, they all used to have their regalia on to fuck off down to their lodge meeting on a Thursday. And all I can say is they never had no big secret, because these guys were fucking donuts, man, working in retail. I mean, fucking donuts. So they were no custodians of no great secret, I can tell you. So if they have a foot soldiers, they don't ask for much. It must be obedience, just like the army, whatever it is. Anyway, it's all to do with the blood, and it's all to do with the vibration. It's all to do with the coordinates. This place is definitely on the lines of a simulation, guys. This is like a map of it, of our reality. It's all in there, you know, the comets, the bring on the plasma reset, yeah, the dome, and there's a breaking in the dome, the windows that Enoch talked about when the water floods in. We got the electromagnetic technology of the Ark of the Covenant, and they always, you know, the three wise men. But these three wise men are magi, and magi are from Persia. And what is their practice? Zoroastrianism. And that was the three magi, the three wise men. That's exactly what they do. We are just travelers from the east. The menorah, so they're tied in with it. There's the astrology. They do things by certain times in the sky. Somebody was talking about star alignment, you know, whether Mercury's in fucking retrograde. I don't know about such things. But it's the full Phoenician thing, okay? You've got the set square, you've got the plumb line. To me, that is what this place is, because they're just telling you the pillars of Jachin and Bois with the celestial spheres on top. 2 celestial spheres. Horn of Plenty. How many Phoenician documents have we seen or pictures where the Horn of Plenty? Noah's flood, after they reset the place in a flood or a plasma reset, and the whole of civilization burns. All under the watchful gaze of AI. AI? So in my first book, I did a electromagnetic decode where I talked about the order out of chaos real meaning being the chaos is the magnets, the inertia plane not being inert anymore, and this place just flies the fuck apart. Some aspects of reality you can see, some demented meltology mentioned earlier, along those lines of, whole areas just turned to spludge and melted. So plasma as well, which is what this thing is, the plasma burst. But the compass is a bit of is telling as well. It's set at, I believe, 23.4 degrees, which is exactly the same as what they say the tilt of Earth is. Curiously, it's all tied in with that narrative as well. Checkerboard floors, the duality. So, like I said, I don't claim to know anything. All I can say is everything that I decode, they're looking at. They got the dome with the constellations in the dome, the stars below that, the comets, a player in this reset thing, the checkerboard floor, as I said, the coffin. The narrative for death that drives this reality is fake as fuck. Interesting, they got 69 by then. It's a good number. So yeah, the hierarchy. There's a lot of people in the truth community, they like on witch hunt and blame games because it makes them feel like it's not them that's doing it, and there's an exterior force that's doing it. Well, that's true, and it's not. It's true as in that we're going against the tide when we're doing it. It's true that, these had the information after the reset out of the mystery schools, the magic that controls this place. Every single aspect of it is tied in, as you know. There's so many different splinters, the Trilateral Commission, Club of Rome, it just goes on and on and on, but all the bankers and everything are all connected with it. So the Hegelian dialectics of races, apart from one another, there's the Jews and the Arabs hating on one another. And then what you find is when you look into some of the symbology, you can see that they are all actually in the same club. And it's just two sides. That's why I tried to take a notice. If somebody was, tried to interview me, my feelings in the street, I would have to explain exactly what I think. And I would say, no, I'm sorry, but this is a Hegelian dialectic and part of the narrative for driving humanity against one another, and I'm not doing it. So, okay. So you go up through a hierarchy of knowledge with these people. Okay, I'm not looking at all of the symbols, the weird stuff like lifting your trouser leg up or, having to confess your sexual sins in public and all of these things that they say are going on. I don't know, so I can't really comment. I'm just saying that some narratives out there are everything that I've been talking about concerning reset. If you take a look here, void of sleep, New World Order. The New World Order is here, and it's been here a while. So there's no use bleating on about that. We let it happen. What happened was the technological revolution. To me, we need to fucking get rid of it all. It needs to go back, or it's just going to be the demise of humanity. I can't even tell you how fucking bad it is, the state we've just got ourselves in. The all-seeing eye in a mirror. Ring a bell from anything I've told you? What about the black mirror, the scribing mirror? So in this image, it shows you that there's evidence of some witchery. What about the Superman logo? Comets, shocking boas. And then is the Grand Master, the architect that writes the manifesto. That will be the paradigm. And there's nobody that can really deny that the paradigm that we're in is evil. None of the things that should be going on in the world should be going on in the world. Guys, if anyone actually really gave a fuck, nobody would be hungry and everyone would be okay, wouldn't they? Everyone would be safe. So it's all wrong, isn't it? And then, taxes. So I don't need to say anymore. So we all know the American dollar's got the Illuminati symbology all over it, the eye. So what is the significance of the Egyptians and the pyramid? Well, it all goes back to the mystery schools and that magic again, which we'll look at in a minute. The star in the west. So the star in the west, that would have been the star of Bethlehem that the three magi, the three wise kings, maybe followed, is my interpretation. 666 sort of implies, you know, the number of the beast. I did ask one of the Freemasons when I was at B&Q, I asked him, so who do you worship then? He said, God. I said, what? Well, like Moloch. And he didn't answer. So I never really got, you know, so I don't know one way or another. But it would appear that this apocalyptic cult, ruled by Babylonian mentality and magic, all of these symbols is what is entrapping humanity. All of it. Phone's beeping away like that. They worship jealous. They worship jealous. Anyway, so they got Christ in the narrative, haven't they? Above the all-seeing eye. And I've got endless amounts of churches, Jesuit churches, where they show you that Jesus is Dionysus. So it's exactly that cult, isn't it? You got the symbol for Knights of Malta, Supreme Council 3333. If you double 33, you get 66. These are numbers that are very sacred to these people. Again, the key. So they got all the keys, and we see that with the Vatican keys, okay? And this is where the keystone goes. So they took the keystone out. Solomon Rex, Israel, Harem Abith, guys, the Phoenician fucking admiral. Harem Abith. I got documents that he actually went to America. Rex, the king of Tyre of Phoenicia. It's Phoenicia that is ruling the world. And these are their foot soldiers. The 33 degree, well, what does that give you? Okay, what does that give you? Well, there's only 32 degrees of knowledge and information with the Masons. The 33rd degree is honorary. And it only goes to people, I guess, in specific talents, for example. Because I think it's about the creative people in this place and the people with talents. I don't think they're too much concerned with people who cannot manifest correctly. To the glory of the grand architect of the universe, so a creator, in the name of God and St. John the Baptist. They got a peacock going on there. And then there's this ascension, this passage. Well, I think this is a passage of consciousness, or us anyway, as well, like the Bible is, because all is mind and it's all about us. But the key is a sound, and it's the sound that will free us all. And it's what they're doing, these things. Now, I did years ago is not to look so long, not look long at a sigil. Fermilab, for example, are using Solomon magic and sigils. They affect a charge because they're electrical charges in the matrix. That's how it works. Angels, demons, and all of these things are charges within the paradigm. Okay, guys? The paradigm that loops in on itself. And it basically disappears at its own ass. And guess who did that? The knowledge is there. This is Loyola. This is Loyola. And this is the guy who was the first real Jesuit, was Loyola. But if you do that, you get full pentagram, which again sort of sings that there might be something to do with some Satanism going on. But they definitely use in ancient Solomon magic and sigils. We'll keep that on because, like I said, I don't think it's good to look at sigils for a long time. They incorporated them in like railings in the past and stuff, and architecture, decoration, which is crazy. So I've covered these in the past, but that's not for this topic. Excuse me. Where am I going? Let me just get back a little bit further. So Masonic eye. So yeah, it's safe to say that when we got the camera looking at us all fucking day long, that there's something staring at us, and AI seems to read our minds these days. Don't know how long that's been going on. So the founding fathers, okay, well, they're going to do an initiation, see if you're up to the grades, where basically whether you're going to spill the beans and fuck over everyone else, because that will be your death. Keep the knowledge, because we don't want everybody knowing this knowledge of how to control the masses by thought, because that's exactly what's happening. It's all power of mind. They're doing it through thought. How are they doing it? They're doing it on nodes, coordinated on nodes at specific times. Some of these nodes are being fought over in wars for control of these points, and when they control these points, they can control the whole narrative. If we put love into these same points, we can. Magical instruments used in Zoroastrianism. See these all over alchemical texts as well, all tied in with Freemasonry. 1812, I figure, is some sort of reset year because the 1812 overture and all of the terrible events that happened. Okay. Interesting. Arctic pole. Antarctic pole. That is super interesting right there. But it says Persia, because if you get right back to it, that's what's going on. Lost control somewhere in the past, that is for sure. And there is different factions, it would seem. But look at the money they got. You know, they have these manors, if you like, these lodges, and they don't look much from the outside. There's nothing great. You go inside and they got like all their previous grandmasters. We just get a bad picture, don't we? You know, years ago, if I've ever seen anything about with this, the first thing that's springing into my mind, not that I've seen the movie, is Eyes Wide Shut. It's like, oh yeah, it's a great fucking in, is it? Don't sound too good. So they're all in it, and all the actors and all the players in reality. So this is NASA, as you can see, you know, Buzz and Neil and Michael, all full on Freemasonic agents, landing on the moon, or so they say. So yeah, let me just wind on. Another 33 is the 33 parallel. I'm going to be blown away by this little nugget. There's one facing north and south. We'll talk about that in a minute, but this is the 33rd parallel that they tell us is an invisible line that goes on a map. What important places are on the 33rd, like the 33rd degree? They call it the 33rd degree, and this is the 33rd degree parallel latitude line. So cities are on the 33rd parallel. Okay, well, LA. So anything that happens in LA in the way of sacrifice will affect the whole timeline and will affect the whole place. Atlanta, Georgia, Dallas and Fort Worth, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona, San Diego. And interestingly, this was a nice big sacrifice. Nagasaki is on the 33rd. Islamabad, Pakistan, Beirut in Lebanon, and very interestingly, Baalbek. Baalbek, the home of the Babylonians, is smack on the 33rd parallel. Casablanca in Morocco is also on the 33rd. Now, I could go on. There are plenty more major cities: Damascus, Baghdad. You know, all of the trouble they've had over Baghdad, and Damascus is the oldest inhabited capital on earth, they say, and it's just changed hands in the last month. Assad, he's fucked off back to Moscow, with his employees, and now they've changed control to who even knows. Call it democracy, if you will. Right, let's have a look at Route 66 and the 33rd parallel. What you find is the 33rd parallel, separated by Arkansas and Louisiana as a natural border, goes all the way across America. And it's on so many really important places, you wouldn't even believe it. So it goes from Southern Carolina all the way through Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, goes through Albuquerque, goes through Phoenix, and it goes just south of Los Angeles, just north of San Diego. So anything that happens on these coordinates, and it's the same for all of it, actually, affects the whole ether on the 33rd parallel. Now, if you double the digit 33, it becomes 66. There you can see the 33rd parallel there. So yeah, some of the most major cities, some of the most famous cities in America are on these on this 33rd. I hear also that the Boulder Dam, somebody saying was going to go. So if you double 33, you get 66. Now, I've got an infinity going on with Route 66. I'm not sure I actually ever got off of it, to be honest with you. That place changed my life. I had the best time in the world on Route 66. Get your kicks on Route 66. Unfortunately, like it's gone like everywhere else, all boarded up, and all of the cool going to a roadhouse, we're going to have a real good time days are well and truly over in Route 66. But it starts in Chicago, a reset city, through Springfield, a reset city, St. Louis, a reset city, the other Springfield, where Homer lives, Joplin, just like Janice, Tucson, Oklahoma City, Amarillo. Now, that is where I got on Route 66. We traveled to San Diego year before last now, actually. Time flies. Yeah, there's Springfield's nearly everywhere, Lawrence. That's my son, Lawrence Leaker, who's in chat. Welsh Dragon Metals Gaming. So yeah, it took like a whole day just to get from Houston to Amarillo, like a whole fucking day to get across one state. It's ridiculous. I'm not going to say anything derogative, although the bad things have happened in Amarillo to me. But overall, I love the place. Okay, so I got on Route 66 in Amarillo, stayed there, and then went to Santa Fe, stayed there too, and lived there for a little while, and Albuquerque, and stayed there. Gallup, yeah, I stayed there, and Flagstaff, we went through, traveled through all the way to San Diego, which is just by sure. All of the freight comes through Los Angeles, Port of Los Angeles, okay, and it comes on a railway line that follows Route 66, right the way next to it. So it is because it's on a ley line. It is because it is on a nodal point, and it's because it is on the 33rd degree parallel. And the biggest fleet in America, I mean, I seen it with my own eyes, guys, and my eyes nearly popped up my fucking head. I mean, as far as the eye can see, battleships. I suggest no one should ever fuck with America. In San Diego. So they keep their shit on this important node too, for protection, don't you know? Because there's what the thought you put into it. So interestingly, you may find this interesting, you may not. Sacrifice has been carried out. Elvis Presley, guess where he died? That's right, on the 33rd. Memphis, Tennessee is on the 33rd. LA is on the 33rd. Elvis? What about James Dean? He was a shining bright star. They were never going to let him stay in the place, were they? He was a bit of a fucking beatnik anyway. He died. He died Highway 1. He died on the 33rd degree because he was 33rd degree. Yes. and died in a car crash. Star of Rebel Without a Cause. I have a dream. I have a dream. Here he is, Martin Luther King. I'm literally above him now on Google searches. I'm just saying. I have a dream. Buzz, buzz, shiver, shiver. He was one of them. There's no doubt in my mind. Anybody on the world stage is one of them. Anyway, he got murdered in an apartment in Memphis, Tennessee. Sacrifice on the 33rd. Well, this Jesuit stuff going on in the background. Cross. Isn't that supposed to be on the Third Reich's headband or something? Oh, that's the worst one. I don't like this. Jay Mansfield, also hideous car crash, dies on the 33rd degree. But she was lovely. I really do like Jay Mansfield. Look at her banging them bongos. The golden days of Hollywood, eh? All gone now. Now it's just ashes. Ashes to ashes, funk to funky. We know Major Tom's a junkie. So she died off an island off of LA, which is also on the 33rd degree, which is the actress Natalie Wood, curiously a wood that doesn't float. There's a big contrived story linked into all the weirdness that's just been unfolding in Hollywood. She was married to Robert Wagner, but having an affair with somebody else. And there she is with Robert Vaughn. Yeah, Mr. Super Fantastic Robert Vaughn. Okay. But I'm a big fan of actually Natalie Wood. I love her. Kiss her on the Brian. Yeah, I do. So Paul Walker. So he was part of the Fast and Furious franchise. He was doing really brilliant in his life. Definitely one of the club. No doubt about it. It's endless images of him doing the old one-eye covering. There he is with Jessica Alba, getting fucked up because she's a bigger bloke than him. It's gonna be really. He dies on the 33, same place more or less as James Dean on the 33rd, hideous car crash. And it's supposed to be a really weird story concerning that, considering he's a driver. Ooh, JFK, there's a sacrifice to have, isn't it? There's a biggie. Yeah. When he died on the 22nd September, and he died on the 33rd parallel in Dallas. I mean, smack bang on 33rd. Can you imagine what that did to the realm when that pain of everybody thinking that that had happened? She went off, married a Greek shipping magnate, became Jackie Onassis, so she obviously had to marry on, didn't she? But whether he did, whether he didn't not get assassinated, this fact still remains. It happened on the 22nd. I didn't fucking touch him, said Lyndon Johnson. I want more war. We need more war. Bomb him. Bomb him. Bomb him fucking all. Grace Kelly, although she didn't die on the 33rd, she died in Paris in a very similar sort of situation, car crash, two lady dying. Guess what? She's a royal too, because she's married to Prince Rainier of Monaco. At the time, the most beautiful woman you can imagine, and she's sacrificed in a really strange manner. And the films of her driving on the exact same road that she actually got killed on is a really weird thing as well. There she is with Cary Grant. Off she goes, over the edge. Grace Kelly is no more. Curiously, another man that dies on the 22nd is Michael Hutchins. He dies on the 22nd, and curiously, Sydney is on the 33rd degree south. There's a 33 longitude line south, and Sydney is smack bang on it, and he dies exactly the same time scale as JFK. Do you think these are sacrifices much? I'm just saying. States that are on the 33rd parallel in the United States: Alabama, Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Mexico, Texas. Any of them been having any problems lately? There was a mud flood of civilization, guys, just before all of this shit went down. And these buildings they found. This was an old city hall building, an old building in Cardiff where I live. Typical red bricker, mud flood, they would say from the early 1800s. The building no longer exists. by the way, but Freemasonic Hall as well. This was our old town hall before we had a Parent Giant Civic Centre. Now, this is the narrative. This is for Cardiff, okay? This was in St Mary Street in Cardiff. Can you see that above the roof? It's a large ball with a cross on it. Can you see that? Well, the caption said that it was for sailors to be able to see it from sea as a maritime aid. You wouldn't see that from the fucking Bristol Channel. That's a load of bullshit. So it is not that. That is just someone surmising. And there's a strange thing there as well. Surmising what that tech could be. Giant ball on top of the old City Hall. Doesn't that look very weird and space agey? Maritime signal, they say. I'm not buying it. So the cathedral in Milan is mind-blowing. This is Gothic architecture, as you know, and I think these were built by Tartarian type people, Tartarian type genius, and not the Phoenicians. But there are some Gothic churches with hatched gargoyles, etc., which has adaptations. The original builders of these, I think, was a Tartarian mentality rather than the Phoenician. These are every single city, as you can see. This is from the New York Public Library, Masonic Grand Lodge Hall. This was constructed, they say, in 1870 and then demolished 41 years later in 1811. This huge Tartarian type building, you know, Gothic uppers, bit of Baroque going on, typical what they call Tartarian style. Oh, excuse me. So doors as well is what we think is that, excuse me, the size of them statues. Why build a door too big for humans? Is it the fact that they are big cats or something? Sometimes I thought it could be something to do with processional sticks, like they had like large sticks to go in and out of a church, but it's just not that. And what about buildings? Someone mag up on this. This is the Cotton Exchange in New Orleans. Now, we all know about the Louisiana State Purchase, because that was the St. Louis Exposition, which I got amazing books for, but I won't be able to share them today. But you can see the Phoenicians here, can't you? And that shells and the Horn of Life, Horn of Luck, I think, Horn of Plenty, excuse me. Ginormous windows, look at the size of them. And then you get these doors. So all of these Tartarian type buildings look like they were built for a land of giants. So I don't think we built them. I think we inherited them. I think we inherited this world. I think that they're the custodians of the knowledge. They keep it very close to their chest. Things like running around through the coordinate system, for example. And what they do is sacrifice, unfortunately, to impact the ether. But that can happen through love as well, because you get 1,000, you know, good intended people on that node. And it'll just outwardly, it'll just cure everything. Okay. I think this can happen like that overnight. I do. So this is, excuse me, it's Kansas City, which they called Mound City. They said it was covered in huge mud mounds. Whether or not they're ancient burials, I think this is the mud. They buried all cities, and they just dug it all out. Not all of it, just in front of the buildings. They dug it out, saves removing 1 trillion tons of mud, and then just exposed these front windows, which are down below ground level, which makes little sense. Mound City, Kansas City. We're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. Just removing mounds, giant mounds. Not the only city to have it either. The mud removed. And then you've got these big old buildings there, guys. You know, no infrastructure road, but these mud flood windows, look. When exactly did they pop that little beauty up in Kansas City, I wonder? And there you can see, just this is like just a cut through. So I see this every single city I ever go through. That they, you know, my city, for example, is just like they gave up. You know, I'm convinced that the city carries on going. I really do. You know, there's grids for these huge places all over this place, guys. Yeah, and half of them are not even fucking excavated. So that was the public library, interestingly, in Kansas City. all of the information in what looks like a mud flood building if you look down here. Oh dear. Looks like it's all gone, the information, doesn't it? Same happened to the British Public Library in Birmingham, 1902. All British records vanished, 1902. Did you know that? Well, it doesn't seem important, does it? We're moving on. So we inherited a world and all of this massive architecture, all the evidence of the expositions. And now these buildings are finished. I don't care what anyone says. They just never show me from the foundation up. It's always the building's fucking there. So we got 1902, and you see the laying apparently of the Paris underground. I think that all these undergrounds were there already. If you can see, there's like a tiled wall below the street level there, guys. And I think this thing is just digging the mud out. I think that's what was going on all along with these things. Look at that. So what do you think? They come along with big, massive machines that they haven't got because they got horse and carts, and then shoveled all of that mud up against that building. Oh, the mud was there already, and so was the building. Mud flooded, and then they just came in and they removed it all, guys. And they did it with the whole of America and the rest of the world. You can see these exhibited. To me, when I look at that, I don't know about you guys, that just looks like the top of a building. It just looks like the top bit. It looks like they should go at least what it is there lower. It's all disproportionate and top heavy. Where's the fucking rest? You eye that in, okay? There's no symmetry in it, and it's all top heavy. It's like the rest is missing. So I would surmise that this went much, much lower. Again, huge doors. Lots of spaghetti sky wires going on as well. But yeah, these huge developments, they're all over Australia, Britain. 1868. So they're really early photographs of the removal of these mud marks. So what do you think they're going to do? Just remove the mud from under the house? No, I don't think so. House was there already, as with these houses. 1886, again, another mud removal. Seattle, exactly the same. Removing vast amounts of mud. And it's all in the photographic record. With horse and carty. But there are also so much evidence of destruction that's, you know, unexplainable outside of the American Civil War and these anomalous fires all across America. Well, it don't take too much of a genius to work out what's been going on now, does it? What's been happening? Easter Studios, I'm not sure the context, but this is an American street, and you can see the whole thing's just incinerated. But minaret domes in North America. Why is there a Persian influence in early America? This looks like basically what they're saying is geology. I don't think so. This is the same as Texas wall. There's loads of evidence, and they're saying an old quarry in Kansas. And to me, down there, it looks like bricks. And further up, you see these everywhere. You know, these stacked bricks, what they're saying. I think the whole world got eradicated and buried and flooded. And that is the evidence. So I definitely think we were occupied by giants, especially America. Upstate New York's got a story to tell, and also Texas area. This was sent in, interestingly, by a subscriber called Tim Strora. The man in the middle is 9 foot 10 inches tall, and he's his father. I shit you not, it's his son sent me the image. And these are his two uncles. He's 9 foot 10 inches. These Texans are big bloody boys, guys. Some of them, yeah. And I showed you the Texas Brothers the other day as well, didn't I? There's an old newspaper that I found from Washington, which is a story, I guess, tongue-in-cheek. So I posted some of the pictures of this on my community page. But it's interesting that they're thinking along those lines. And some people, one comment, somebody said they knew somebody in them. So very interesting. The shadows are all just shit anyway, maybe. But they're just this narrative of the escaped giants adventures in Washington. And to read it, it's like, oh, it's all really happening. It's like nothing to tell you that it's just a, you know, a satirical dispatch. So I'm not sure what's going on. Check him out. That's why you need a load of giants to dig the fucking mud out. No doubt about that. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. The Modern Labours of Hercules, and the date is on there 1906. See if we can get any information off of this. Tackles and solves the street cleaning. Fucking awesome. That's what we need. A load of giants clean this bloody place up. Takes departure for native land. Oh, they got their own bloody land, have they? Wonder where that is. Labour of the pure water. Sweet labour of swift streets. So maybe they're just talking in the, we're giants. It's funny how the New York Giants, the football team are called New York Giants, isn't it? Definitely giants in America. And the buildings, I definitely think so. Obviously, that's not real. You can see that. But it's the suggestion I find really interesting. Ooh, there's a bit of a Freemasonic thing maybe going on here as well, don't you think? So how many people we got watching? Almost 1,000 people, 920. Super smashing. Make sure to share this out, guys. We've got quite a way to go with this, and it's going to be super interesting. Now, on the same subject of sacrifice, there is the narrative out there I will show you in a minute of Julius Caesar saying that the Druids, the indigenous peoples of northern France, past Basque region of Spain, and they were dotted around all over the world, actually. I think there's connections with India as well, with the Druids. But their mystical practices, they were mystics. They were Welsh mystics, bards, poets, song people. But they had these stones that they do their sacrificial, apparently, thing on. Now, there's one in Butte Park, and I've got a picture of the Queen, actually. You can see here, this is the Welsh Eisteddfod. It happens every year, the crowning of the bard, which is poetry. And here you can see Queen Elizabeth II on the stone of the inside the Gorsedd stones in Butte Park in Cardiff, and she has to stand on here because Chief Druid has to ordain her into being a Druid, a religion apparently that sacrifices human beings. So she talks about God Almighty. Yeah, she's actually a Druid, same as Aleister Crowley is a Druid. And I could mention a load more people who are very sketchy backgrounds, which are also known to be Druids, like Jimmy Savile. Magicians. Isn't that funny that that would be her first, where she would have to submit to for magical ritual. Interestingly, when I was in Glastonbury Festival once, this head Druid was shouting his fucking mouth off and thinking he was like boss of the world, and he was like literally saying to me, do you know who I am? I was like, yeah, fuck who you are, mate. Yeah, fuck off with your fucking smelly stick, whatever he had. Fucking hippie. So yeah, they definitely a bit strange and think they actually got some real power, these Druids, even in the modern day. But there she is. She's full Druidical. So based on the magic of the woods, so to speak. So which is she, Christian or pagan? Because she's swinging for both sides here, guys. She's a pagan Druid, or she's a Christian monarch. Which one? Well, obviously, it all loops back on itself, and it's all the same story, because that is exactly what's going on. So the Druids definitely like a Nordic sort of thinking for celebrating the solstices, etc., because they are pagan. But interestingly, we just scroll down to here. Julius Caesar describes the Druids in his Gallic Wars thus: a nation of all the Gauls is extremely devoted to superstitious rites, and on that account they are troubled with unusually severe diseases, and that they who are engaged in battles and dangers either sacrifice men as victims, or woe that they will sacrifice them. Okay, so it's pretty pretty bleak what he's saying about the Druids, and employ the Druids as performers of those sacrifices. So saying that the Druids are mercenaries. Okay, so the Romans, they're not doing any of that. And it says in the literature that the Phoenicians had packed in and weren't doing any more human sacrifices after a certain period. They were the early Phoenicians. They say, okay, that sounds like a load of shit to me. That sounds like a bit of bad press coming from the Romans, but it would be, wouldn't it? Because of their lying death cult. So there she is, Queen Elizabeth, doing modern Druid rituals and beliefs, spring from the more recent traditions of the 18th and 19th century. So they're harping back to a time of old Wales. I don't know whether you watched that video I gave in the community page this week. Robert Plant, Dida Plant. He was talking about Wales having been a land of kings and princes, and all of that being taken by the Germans that came and took over this island, and we got kicked out. We're just in one little corner now. Okay, and that we were a mystical race of magic of the woods, and all of that music is reflected in the music of Led Zeppelin, which I could hear. Okay, moving on. That was that bit. So yeah, make sure to share this out if you would. That would be really groovy. Gretchen's in the house. I'm going to be coming back in a minute, guys, for a little chatteroony and catch up with you all. But these are really interesting. So just before the Crystal Palace's demise, I was mentioning, did they have large amounts of gun cotton in the Crystal Palace that would help this glass and metal burn? Because in 1930, the whole bloody place burned down. But before then, they had a Great War exhibition. So they brought the stuff over from Flanders. These are beautiful color images. And they took them apart, apparently, crossed that channel with these, and they set them back up. So did they have any live ordnance in the Crystal Palace, do you think? Do you think? Yeah, that looks like that's what it does there, doesn't it? This looks like it's actually a hangar for a Zeppelin or dirigible, doesn't it? I think that's what they originally were. Yeah, that's a Cannon Machiavelli, a Big Bertha used on railways in the First World War. Oh, it's absolutely massive, 18-pounder at least. They had them all over battleships. It would deliver a shell that big. So if that, it just defies imagination. I wonder if they had live ordnance, and then that's what happened. I wonder why they got. I wonder why they got life rings in Crystal Palace in case it fills up with water. Okay, Crystal Palace, First World War planes. Yeah, it went from the Kitty Hawk in 1902 to these battling planes. Excuse me, can't really make that up. In First World War, absolutely astounding. They had a Vickers machine gun timed to a propeller and never hit it. Still boggles my mind now, the timing necessary of that. So that's what they did before it all burnt down. Was showing some old war shit. Use your standard field gun used in the First World War and your pounders. So you imagine thousands of guns going off at the same time in Flanders. Just unimaginable. We got a cenotaph there, very Masonic, got the Masonic symbols on it, and what looks like some sort of sphere. Weird sphere. But it's funny how it's all connected. Once you see it, it's like, oh my God, they're all in it together, and they are as well. You'd be surprised how deep this rabbit hole goes, guys. Yes, I don't know what tank that is, not Mark 1 or 2. Don't really recognize it. Looks like a French tank to me. But they're bringing it in for the exposition. It's just mind-boggling that humanity goes to the effort to make these big fucking cannons instead of sorting their shit out. Is that a clock? I never knew that was in the Crystal Palace. A huge clock. What a fucking shame that's gone. But yeah, huge cannon used to kill other people. It's bollocks, isn't it? Right, we're gonna have a little giggle now while you're all here, and break up the post a little bit, okay, guys? With some craziness of the medieval period. You ever had to go with a Ouija board? This could happen. Maybe that's the whole point. Hi, Jesus, smashing it. Can you get me out of here? Doing an unbelievable job. We're so proud of you. Just stick with it. Love you. Love you. Get me out of here. Love you. Bye. Oh, I'm in a nice bath. I'm the lead singer of... Oh, shit. See that again. Maybe because it's a cartoon, the analytic will make you up. Oh, dear. While shepherds watch their flocks by night and watching ITV, the angel of the Lord came down and switched to BBC. Don't work. Knife throwing. Excellent, I am at it. Second shot, got right in the dick. Love? Yes. Lisa? Yes, love. Yes, God. Did you shit in the pool? No, they're not mine. There's 3 turds floating around in the pool. You sure you're not shitting in the pool? No. Could be the Mexican pool guy then, is it? Yes, Mexican pool guy. Okay, you're not shitting in the pool then, love. No, not me. Okay. Liar. Here I am, the human cannon. Wait! Oh, shit. Oh, lucky I have my budgie smugglers on. Oh, shit. Fucking hell. Dingle dangle. Oh, shit. Oh, fucking hell. Never again. Right, guys, listen. I got a tenner on this. White, black in the corner pocket, you fucking shiesty. Sure you're not a hustler? No, I never played it before, mate. Ever. Look, don't knock it. He looks really, really happy. Ooh, stop fighting. God said stop fighting. Slappy fights. Slappy fights. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Do you see how everyone behaves as soon as Jesus shows up? I will. Use NASA's Arts and Craft Department. This is how they create hurricanes on Earth. If you ever know it, never not known. There's a big lady. She stands outside this place with a whisk and she makes hurricanes. She's the one who makes the names up as well. They're usually ex-boyfriends, maybe girlfriends too. I don't even know. Anyway, let's move on to some images. I'm going to show some more antiquity very soon. We've got so much to get through and so little time. We are on already coming up to 2 hours. Okay, Dusty, Milwana, Kathy, Dragonfly, Patrick, Kerry, all in the house. Awesome, super smashing great. So, A Sinner Bound by the Devil's Tale in an Ancient Mysteries book. So that is too late to get out of it now. In it. This is interesting. Definitely think this is the case, though. Is this? Maybe. Memento Morte. Remember to die. What, you mean you can forget? It is appointed for all men, guessing women too, to die once. Therefore, think upon eternity. Okay, so just like Prince's song, we've got to die twice. He does say that. He's not fucking dead. What a shit. As I am, so must you be. Therefore, prepare to follow me. Fucking hell. Anyway, so apparently you might forget before the devil knows you're dead, eh? Wonder why that is. So, divination in an old alchemical picture. I don't exactly know what's going on. It looks a bit of a ritual. Looks a bit of a crucifixion that's planned for later, but they didn't have the internet. Think about it. There's terrible things going on in the world. Look at this, guys. They're getting the fuck out. They got the right idea. It's terrible to hear about these grooming gangs, but I'm sure the dogs look absolutely fantastic. We all love dogs, don't we? Woof! I'm not sure what this is, but I noticed that the religious people, they put incense in these things. I wondered if they had a little bit of hallucinogenic stuff spinning around in these things that they were waving about, making everyone breathe in the past. Or some strange concoction to create a specific frequency. Incense can do that. More alchemical strangeness. Let's have a look here. So this is Ignis, okay, who's actual dude. and he gets his fasces plasma charge together through a dragon. Now, I think, I'm going to talk about it, that the dragon, which is on here and on here, and they're doing an alchemical formula with the dragon as a part of it. Now, I think dragons, apart from an alchemical formula ingredient, I think that they are symbolized. I think they're a symbol for Wales. I do. I think that's when you get St. Michael or St. George stabbing the fuck out of a dragon and standing on it, yeah, from their stinky Phoenician perspective, Zeke fucking Heil, that they are stamping on the dragon. Why do I think that? Because we've got dragon on our flag and we are very, very dragony. So I think that that is what's going on. I think it's showing you that Wales was a civilization, was huge. Pre-mud flood, guys. Wales got replaced and reset. So he got nicked in Albuquerque. I wonder what he did. Probably cannabis, Mexico, isn't it? Funny how many of these world's players have been nicked in the past, isn't it? Either ex-military or nicked. Cannabis, the glue, the glue holding this shit together. No fucking shit. So let's have a look at some experiments in the past. She's not dead, don't worry, and nobody ever gets hurt in any of these British productions. Her head is safe in a jar, but they sucked all the air out so that they couldn't actually hear her because she had a few things to say about it. She was very opinionated. Laid by the Lord, the golden eggs. Okay, let's have a look at the tracks. This is a good album. I think I might get this. Led by his mighty staff. To him, I am beautiful. Isn't she probably pretty? Porridge and prayers. Morning glory. Oh, we all love that. Sex is great in the morning, unless you're in jail, of course. I felt him come. Buckaroo. Old brown jug, and my faith warms me, and God bless my pie. Yeah, God bless your pie indeed. We all have a bit of hairy pie. So what did you do in the days before the internet? You went to the local exorcism. I'd have gone. I bet that shit was mad. St. Thomas, satanic exorcism, yeah, on Wednesdays and the 7th. It's only 50 cents to go. And guys, they give you fried chicken as well. So you can watch some poor teenage girl being exorcised by an elderly religious man, and then you get fried chicken to watch it. Fucking excellent day out. No internet though, isn't it? So this is a newspaper article was on about the giants. Is this the ancestor of the American race? Discovered of an ancient giant footprint in British Columbia raises interesting questions. Height of all the giants of whom we have known not. So Goliath. And any Welsh ones on you? No fucking Welsh ones. Well, you've heard of Og, haven't you? Og was a giant and he was Welsh. Og's famous for battering Moses because he was a psycho. Oh, this is the time Michael Jackson gave Ray Charles a hand job after Jack Nicholson told him he was tying a Ross. Good times. All over with, I'm afraid. Yeah, no, Hollywood's gone. The internet's been around a long time. So, you know, when you order on Amazon and Google and eBay or Etsy these days, you could have done it in the 1950s. All you had to do was go in these like giant department stores and sit there and just go through telescreens of what you want to order. You could do this at home. So the internet is not a new thing. Hula hoops are cool, aren't they? I think this is outside the Hammersmith Palais, by the way, in London Town. This was when London was fantastic. Yeah, when British people actually lived there. It was brilliant. Yeah, back in the day. I remember the 70s London going down Canby Street. It was all colourful and the women had miniskirts on. I'll never forget it. And then they got the hula hoops out, guys. Yeah, and do you know what? I can guarantee these are actual women. Hang on, what's that? What's that? Oh, come on. So, yeah, rides in the Victorian era, the illusion. Imagine going in there and then spinning that around and you're upside down. And I bet they don't even buckle you in. Ooh, What does nuns read? I'm always interested in what nuns are thinking. Because they're married to Christ, aren't they? So, I don't know. I think it's a sex thing. Oh, Faustus. Fucking hell. That's a bit gnarly, isn't it? Lilith's harem. Fucking hell. That's definitely going down the sewer quick. And then after that, you can read Maggie de Sade. Around, the FE, the flat earth. Oh, my God. Fucking hell. Jeez. Well, fuck me. What a fucking performance, eh? Wee. Fuck off already. All around Boston town, personal and picturesque glimpses of everyday life. And then you can see these men. And they're like, well, we can't go up there because there's this big fuck off ice wall that some people say that don't exist. But there is in Boston newspaper back in a bygone era. Ah, the lovely flat earth. So, yeah, these do-gooders with their bowler hats on. What's that in the background? It looks like Hellung are playing or something. What do you think they are? People with antlers, wearing antlers, like witches or pagans or something. What do you make of that? Do you think that's weird? What is reflecting in the window? They look like they got arms out there, creatures, stick creatures. They're insectoids coming to suck your brain down. So, yeah, I love bell tech. That's what we need to get going. Tinkle, tinkle of bells every day. Send you on your way. The old bell tech. But unfortunately, they replaced the bells. That's not going to happen. Just like the old world got replaced. So, not going to happen. 1497 bell. It's a whole mechanism behind it. It's a shame, isn't it, guys? Imagine. I know in the Czech Republic, they still had them going. They sounded fucking sweet as well. So, yeah, Antarctica. Yeah, 24 hours. There's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Did you know? No, not me. But what is these old maps? Like all of these, like that one, all these Atirius maps by the score. 6, 9. Except for the Banamonte map. That's a misnomer, unfortunately. But the rest, I've got this big fuck off Antarctica that keeps coming all the way up to the Tropic of Capricorn. I wonder what's going on with the old maps. Why are they talking poo? Or are they? Dun, dun, dun. This is the first mission to Mars. This is where they're going. And they're going to grow bananas because everyone is going to eat bananas. Because bananas taste good when you throw up. Because of the lack of oxygen, you're going to be vomiting constantly. And that a red dot in the sky. So this is a miracle as well. I can't believe this is happening. I guess fucking pukey on a bus. I could be wrong though. These men are flying on a globe at a rate of 65,000 miles per hour around the sun and 1,000 miles an hour around the equator. Wow, man. That's fucking awesome. It's not computing. And here's a cruise ship on said equator. Not computing again. Maybe I'm just missing something. Maybe water curves. So let's get the fuck out of here. The angels got the right idea. They were like, oh shit, man. What the fuck did you send us down there for? They are potty. They're mental. They don't want to join. They don't want to subscribe to me. And the angels, I mean. Don't subscribe to angels, guys. Fucking hell, no. Angels. So, orbs. Cats see the orbs. Yeah? So if your cat's like looking at something going, meow, meow, or your dog, it's an orb. An energy being in the Matrix. There's loads of them. So here's some Freemasons in Cardiff. There's quite a few Freemasonic lodges in Wales. One in Merthyr Tydfil as well. Custodians of the knowledge. Not all of them. Some of them are right fucking spanners. So I don't know, you know, it's all just one big club and they all got this weird death cult going on. That's the end of it. Drive you towards the grave, taxes. You're not supposed to know anything. Shut the fuck up and get to work. Look at these seamstresses all piled in like fucking Hong Kong fucking pre-Mac making clothes shop. I bet the linen was beautiful back then. I love linen. These boots were made for hawking. And that's just what I do. I think that's a good look for Hawking. I think if he'd have lived long enough, he'd have jumped straight on the bandwagon. He'd have looked good with a purple rinse. Yeah, fucking hell. They'd have loved him. Fucking hell. So this is supposed to be up. Eric would like this. Eric, you in there, my old man? mate in chat. This is supposed to be hanging up in the UN though, but I'm going to evidence like if someone's standing there in the UN, they could throw me and say, yeah, this is hanging up in the UN. It'd be fucking awesome. But look at that. It's got through the ice wall. Yeah. Who fancies a holiday? Go and see David Bowie play. Now, this one is not really for you. It's more for me. Oh, look at that. She got goose pimples and all the hairs on the back of her hand are all on end. Anyways, move on. Don't mind Hitler. Take a holiday. So in World War II, they didn't give a fuck about fucking Hitler or the war. They were just like getting on with your life and book a holiday. Go to Spain. They're not in the war already. Spain didn't really get included. Franco was not really into it. So this is bombed out damage next to Llandaff Cathedral. What they did, not sure LA can do the same, is get a camper van and set up where your house used to be. Paternoster Square, something. Crazy, isn't it? People losing their homes and everything for destruction. Must be awfully upsetting. So if you were a rich Algerian in the 1890s, this is what your house would look like. This is in Algiers. Looks like a Mexican hat. So they're sitting around all day smoking bongs, absolutely wankered on that North African hashish that they all got. Okay, look at this. I'm not sure if that's a bong too. I think these are all bongs. Imagine that life though. Look at their house. And it's not going to rain, so you can have like all the sky, and they got some nice shit, haven't they? Lush furnishings. Okay, now what happened to this world? 1890, and they're living like this. Just whatever. Here's another thing they used to do as well. Corpus Christi. Corpus Christi. Corpus Christi. My wife used to be, when she was alive, a Catholic, and this is the Corpus Christi. Corpus Christi procession through Cardiff, where I live in Wales. Is all Catholic people. And I'm not sure what's going on with it, but they used to have to make her dress in these like dresses and follow fucking nuns around. My missus said that nuns were cunts, and she didn't swear actually, but she said they were psychos, they were bastards to everyone. So this is where we're going. Now we got this where I am. If you get one standing next to you in the queue, you get this little whiff of pee coming off them because they've been wearing them all fucking week with piss and bed sweats and smelly cunts. Excuse my language. But the women in the old days, look, in the 60s, they're class. Yeah. Smell like angels sort of smell. Yeah. Bet their bosoms were nice too. So this is where's my mind going? Admiralty Arch in London. So last time I came under there, right, there was a copper and he was searching through the bin for a bomb, and he looked at me all gone off. But they look at everyone gone off, so there's that. But in them days, there wasn't many. Like I was a little bit dark coloured. Yeah, I could easily, Oh, let's not go there. Anyway, so the scaffolding, they're saying on completion, it's got all like Latin Roman shit on it, and it is Admiralty after all. To me, it looks dirty, like really fucking dirty. Can you see all the grime here and grime here? It's a bit fucked up for something that's just been completed. You think to give it a jet wash before they actually photograph it, wouldn't you? Not that they had jet washing. This was the greatest ship of the 1800s, the Great Eastern, built by Kingdom Brunel. Unfortunately, they haven't got a photograph of it, but an engraving or two to show us that it was there, laying the underground cables, the fasces, to connect America to Europe for the first time ever, because they weren't there before. We had no communication. We were all really stupid. Nothing was going on. This is nice. I would kill myself on a motorbike, but this one's got 66 on the side, so that gives it a bit of cred. I think it's only 100cc though, not even a fucking 125, just 100. But it's that retro look, isn't it? Imagine zipping down the street on that. Yeah, man. Fantasy. Lewis's department store in the Blitz in London, as you can see, it's a big old Tartarian building, but been completely destroyed by a Luftwaffe bomb, so they say. So, Oi, oi, Viva. Nice colour. Yeah, I like colorized images. So, yeah, this place. So that's... no, just remember, though, if you do think the Earth's flat, according to some people, you're a retard. So let's just bear that in mind. Apparently. So, yeah. That could be definitely going on in my mind. Ponds over there. Oh, it's so much fun. Right, here's some of our 33ers. And we got him there. Eric Clapton doing the old 33s. And there he is with Cream. And they're doing like the arm in, shows you their allegiance. He's a master of the second veil. So that's what he is there. So they had so many people that, you know, follow these people. Yeah. They fucking deceive us. It's just craziness. So if you ever watch this in America, if you get a chance to, look on YouTube. I'm sure there's some episodes on there. It's the darkest thing ever to come out of British television, but I actually fucking love it. It's brilliant. Gris, Butcher Gris, he ends up making pasties. Guess who goes in pasties? All the missing people who visit this local shop for local people. Will it be like Swansea Tubs? We didn't burn him. They're basically serial killers up on the local shop. It is really weird, especially Naked Day on Thursday. So yeah, the Welsh. I know I go on about them, but I got like, unless you're Welsh, you won't understand it. It's like, hang on a minute, fucking, we're a magical, mystical race, and then we've just been taken over 700 years, and we're supposed to just sit here and fucking take it. Fuck no. That's not my soul, and no Welshman who uses his words will feel exactly the same as me. Fuck no. So Mr. Dick, Mr. Richard Head, he doesn't understand that all is mind and that it's him doing it. So he wants all of these things that will fix you. Yeah, I'm going to smudge, and that will manifest my house, and it'll feel all Gucci again, and everything will be great. So my favorite crystal. Hang on, let me get some 432. Hang on a minute. Let me go look at my favorite sigil, my astrology reading. It'll all make me feel better. Oh, I'm going to have a fabulous day, Libra says. Funnily enough, I did. You know, fucking shit. That's exactly what they do. That's exactly what happened with LA. Fucking wishing it on it, and it happened. What's the chances? I'm just saying. I don't know. It's just a beautiful woman in a Parisian street thinking, I don't know what they think. Don't even try to know what they think. But look how classy and lovely they were in the past. People. Healthy. I don't like the guy. Fatboy Slim. I watched him in Brighton 2002. And it was like 500,000 people, or something like that on the beach in Brighton. And it was everyone there was having their best life, and everyone was beautiful. Everyone looked really healthy. The women were gorgeous. Everyone looked ecstatically happy. That's what they've taken from us. That'll never happen again, because all the concerts and all that are controlled by them. They made him shut the gig down and fuck off the beach and sent everyone home. Everyone was like, ugh. Even then, back in 2002, the man was right on it. But so in Hong Kong airport, they have a little piece of the Kowloon's fucking walled city. A fucking stupid thing to do anyway. Exhalation, radiation, generation, annihilation. And these portals are a 6-octave working range. They're musical related. The keys, the portal. That's how they do in the time travel. All of it. Jumping between timelines. I'll just fix this, check my grandmother, make myself born, and come back. No, that don't work. That's the grandmother paradox. Obviously, that would not work. Don't even try that. Anyone's thinking on time traveling, leave your grandmother alone. I know she's beautiful, but it's wrong. And you haven't been born yet, so there's that. The music of the spheres. So he's an interesting chap. This is, he got brain fudged by the Illuminati because he was way too talented. It's Sid Barrett of Pink Floyd. Sad old story. I'm sure if you're Pink Floyd knowledgeable person, you'll know what happened to him. Apparently too much LSD. made him a fudge brain. Until then, he was like, he had it going on. He had all of the, you know, the talent, the music, the fluffy hair going on. Chicks loved him, and he was Mr. Cool. He went from that to this big fat blob. I couldn't even talk properly. Really weird. Mind controlled, MK Ultra'd. Very sad state of affairs. They don't like the creative artists if they don't play the game, apparently. He's got a penis on his head and a nappy on. It's terrible, isn't it? That's what it's like in the modern day, though, isn't it? You know, you could have a date, go out with a girl, and then find out she's wearing Pampers. There's that. So you got Pampers on? Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, leak. Great. Well, that's what they says on the advert. I bought them. Have you ever actually? No. Oh, right. It's just in case. It's like a preventative. So there's the God Python. He sucks, doesn't he? Okay. So there's these mysterious beings in chem crowds, the Phoenicians, and they're looking exactly like Santa Claus. Here's Mercury, actually. And he's got 2 reindeers. Fucking weird. So here they go, killing dragons. Again, they've captured this dragon. They're tying her up. He's definitely dead. These people who are looking maybe a bit churchy, I'm not sure. And I couldn't possibly read that. Oh, I'd love to be able to. Again, you're in another text. You can see them. This couple here, they're tying up a dragon. So dragons are seemingly alive. You see this in a lot of depictions, and they tie them up and capture them. They could use their blood or something for alchemical formula, I was thinking, because you always hear about dragon's blood. Or that they were, or this is a symbol for whales, what they did. Ezekiel's wheels is really in all the narratives, even the alchemy. I wonder why. Spheres within spheres, just gives a glow, and the double wings, the magnetism. I'm not quite sure. Okay, I'm gonna come back for a second and see what go on. I'm gonna get back into them in a minute and recapture myself because I don't know actually what's going on. I got 886 here. I got nearly 900 earlier. That's pretty good. Adam Cook is in the house. Do you like my trippy backdrop? It's wicked, isn't it? So how long have I been going? 7:30, 8:30. 9:30 will be 2 hours, hour and a half. Thank you, Cheryl Bailey. My dear. Do you enjoy that? I thought you would. Drop your name truths. Drop your name truths, babes. The real secrets. Fuck it. Cambot Finn. Martin, all his best. Happy New Year to you as well, Combat Finn. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Martin leak at this because that's what I do best. Excuse me. Make sure to share this out if you would. And I'm going to just, what I'm going to do, oh, fuck me, is, oh, bollocks. Bollocks, bollocks, bollocks. Excuse me. Oh, Tarat, that's not working. Okay. I was going to find something to put on, so we'd leave the camera for a minute. Okay, Joe, good to see you. Okay, let me think. Something I'm not going to get. Last week when I played that video, I played it 2 or 3 times before, but I had of old antiquity. They tipped me off, YouTube, saying that belongs to Rich 8888 or 88. I was like, oh shit, does it? So I sent him an email. He sent me an email back and said, no, it was okay to use, no problemos, which is awesome. Bollocks, what a clean pair. Jeffrey's in the house, Bramwell's in the house. Okay, let's get stuck back in because we're not going to get through all of this juice otherwise, guys. You know what? Fucking hell. Just put that on there. And I'm going to share screen. I'm going to put this on for a second for you all, guys, with hopefully a bit of bloody audio. Yes. Okay. And I am going to leave camera for 2 seconds. Watch this for a minute. Super duper. That's better. I feel brand new now. Fucking hell. So what's the time? 9:15. Fucking 100 you shot off somewhere then. Where'd you go? Oh, hey Nora. What are you on about nice jugs? Not very nice jugs. Oh, I thought you said Simone. Where do I live? I live in Wales land. Ooh. Charles. Oh, I got up too quick then. I'll make a head rush. Yeah, please hit that like, subscribe. It's all good for the old analytic, which I'm trying to break on through to the other side. Yeah. Whoop, whoop. Sophie, loose sapphire, I mean. Yeah, gatekeepers, bollocks, wank. I know, we're on it. Don't worry. I am on your level. Thank you, Dusky. Okay. That's a great. Just thank you, Combat Fiend. Just use your intuition. That's what I do. And I definitely think that this is how they're doing it. I think they're ruling the world through this. Think about the destinations, guys. Casablanca. Think about Baghdad, the shit to control that fucking city. And Damascus as well. How many wars over trying to control these nodal points? And the Americans keep all their best shit on the 33rd parallel, the 33rd degree. What is the chances? It's all connected in. The way I see it is, have you ever seen the film John Wick? Well, in John Wick, there's this organization under the High Table, and they're a bunch of walkie people. They have outcomes and tattoos, very odd. But they run an assassination bureau. That's where John Wick gets excommunicated, don't you know? But it's all good because Halle Berry comes along later. And I imagine it's along those lines that they use these sort of things to get, you know, the ritual at the time and place completed. That's what I think anyway. Ray Mudflood is in the house. Good to see you, my bro. Hope all is fantastic with you. What's that, Chris? I was spitting out teeth. Oh, don't do that. Oh, unless you want to. Coordinates with information. Thank you, Cheryl, for that. That is so true. That is exactly where or what is happening. Casa Bianco is the White House. Oh, it is too, isn't it? Oh, that's interesting. Never thought of that before. So many clues. Thank you for that. That was really good. Okay, we're moving on. Let's get back on with Flaterday images. Now I feel better and I can actually think because I couldn't. Okay. So thank you all, so many people, for being here on a Flaterday. Here we go with the holy hand grenade. So basically, it's like they're saying judgment, yeah? And after the judgment has been judged, you weighed up your pros and your cons, your sins, your goods and your bads, yeah? Then the wrecking ball comes in, which I think is a comet, actually. That's what I think. So the Jesuits, they got a big play in all of this as well, because they're the secret police for the Vatican. And, you know, if you read the Jesuit oath, then all will become clear. Once I read that on my channel and I had all sorts of trouble. But it does state on there, if they knew what we did, they would hang us out to dry. They even say, if they're told to, they would throw their own child at the wall. What do you think they would do to the rest of us? So the homeless in London in the past, they could go into homeless hostels and they could lay in a coffin. And it says on the walls, ready to die. That's how bleak they're saying it was. But this is just a pencil engraving, isn't it? It doesn't really give us any, you know, reality. But it's that's how I was saying how grim life was. They keep doing this. Like Caesar saying about the Druids, it's always propaganda, always bad press. Nouveau Peace. I'm not sure what they are. I think it's for taking drugs or something. Or maybe snipping hairs out your nose or whatever. Old people. I don't get that because I'm not old yet, but old people get hairs up their nose and stuff. So I just missed Christmas, unfortunately, didn't I? Look how happy he is. Yeah. Would you be that happy? Yeah. Last a few weeks, wouldn't it? There is a kind of mind kind of mysticism in writing, Irving Walsh. Now, I think that's true. I find that when I'm writing, which I do all day, I just tap into something else, a mystical source, and definitely comes out in writing with me. Anyway, this was on British television. You may find this amusing. This was for kids in the 1970s. I literally loved Captain Pugwash, right? But if you ever noticed the character names, they must have been having a right little giggle, the makers in the BBC back in the day. So it's Captain Pugwash, Seaman Staines, Masturbates, Big Willie, and Roger the Cabin Boy. It's pretty bad, isn't it, for children's television? But the funniest thing, if I want to see something funny, is Blue Peter Goes Wrong. They literally lit like a Girl Scout campfire in the studio floor, and the studio nearly went up and killed everyone. It's fucking brilliant. So there's a Druid, yeah, he's doing his Masonic thing going on, so he's definitely in that as well. Alistair Crowley, and it all stems back to that, the mystery schools, Osiris Rising, Ordo Templar, Altaris, which are members of like Jack Parsons, who went along to make the Jack Propulsion Laboratory. The maker, or the person who envisioned Scientology, Hubbard, as well, was a member of OTO. And apparently, they say like they had weird stuff going on, but it's an order. It was an order, and they had really high positions in the establishment, and they're still going today. Anyway, Satanism hand in hand with Freemasonry, Druidical belief, and stooped in mysticism and magic, and that's what they're doing. This is what this is, a magic book. It's what he's using Solomon's sigils, invocations, divinations, all of that. They're using it because it's real, and it works. It works because all is fucking mind. Ask this man, one of the most powerfulest mystics. I don't think he's even gone. I think he's here now. Rasputin. Who is he? Michael? All of them? They couldn't kill him. He gets to the highest power in the whole of the Romanov Empire. It'd been going for 600 years until this man came along. The mysteries of Rasputin are many. Rah, rah, Rasputin, leader of the Russian team. So who remembers doing these in the good old days? This was when life was sweet. This is when life was worth living. It was excellent. Nah, I'm actually living my best life, so I'm not moaning. But yeah, buckets, man. Buckets and hot knives. That's where it was at. And we all smoked our brains up. We all look proper, healthy, sexy too in the past. What happened? Oh, here's one of those non-working LA fire hydrants. I wonder why they don't work. All of them. Just saying. Oh, here's Debbie Harry. She just had a vacant moment and forgot she was in public. Look, lots of people got oral fixation. That's why so many people smoke. Nothing wrong with that. Do you like my aeroplane? See the way she's holding that aeroplane engine bit? I know. Sex sells, guys. So can you imagine the people delivering this telly to you in 1984? Listen, this thing's got an integrated VHS video recorder. Booming speakers. A big, massive screen. What more could a man want, or woman want in this day and age? In that day and age. Apparently, there was a big problem getting them in the house, getting them through the door, actually. They found it better to put the telly there and then build the house around the television. Maybe. I don't know. Probably a better idea, actually. Okay. Right, I'm going to go off screen for a minute because I'm going to bring a couple more pages up of juice that I had ready for you. Okay, we are 700 still here. Stick around, guys. Don't go anywhere. We have plenty to go yet. Okay. I'm just going to bring them up. Okay, next we're going to look at some what looked like mud flood, but it is mud flood. But Mount Etna erupted in the 1800s in Sicily. I've seen it myself. I got an ashtray somewhere. I did have. It might be here somewhere. Made of lava of Mount Etna. And I had off my father, but I've been to Sicily a couple of times. Ooh. Did Accusa, Catania, and I popped into Palermo for one very, very excessive night of naughtiness. Okay, but that's me all over. Okay, am I actually sharing screen? I'm not. Okay, we're ready. Here we go again. So, right, I'm going to show these images, okay, guys, of Mount Etna and stuff, tiny images, if you like. And then later, okay, we're going to do an historical course, okay? So some of you British people may remember some of this. I'm going to take you back in time to finish this vlog off to the 1970s. And we're going to feel all warm and fuzzy inside of how groovy the world was before it all went to shit and handbag back in the day. Okay, because it was a glorious time. But it is what you think it is anyway. It's all about perspective. So, okay, these are Sicily, and you can see that, you know, the Roman stuff is basically there then and is there now. And Mount Etna is erupting. In 1886 at 12:30, lava fields poured down. But you get like liquefaction as well, don't you? You get mud floods during volcanoes. Fuck me, I wouldn't stand that close. Good for getting gold after though. All that gold spewed out. So yeah, well, I find it fascinating that with Vesuvius, you got like, I think it's something like 10 million people living in the Naples metropolitan area in all around that bay anyway, or just millions. And they don't seem to care about Vesuvius. And in Palermo as well, or in Sicily, we got to live somewhere. They don't seem to give a shit about this impending death from the volcano. Imagine if they all went off, though. All the volcanoes. They literally solidify really quick as well. They just turn into land as well. That's just fascinating to me. Someone was interesting comment. I was on about the ice wall. And somebody said to me, well, maybe it's not snow. I was like, what do you mean? Maybe it's salt. I was like, what? And it's like, well, maybe because of the nature of tides, like just washing out and disposition of salt all the time, the way disposition, you get sand flats. That's the way it works, doesn't it? Over time, that it would build up like a cliff, like you do with, the White Cliffs of Dover. But in reality, it would be salt. How would we even know? Is that interesting? Solid. Or would that dissolve back into the water? I don't know. You do get salt deposition. Actually seen that. So yeah, it's getting cold at the top. Cold. Warmed on the bottom, cold at the top. So I'm not seeing any Tartaria. This building looks like it's buried though in an old wall. Okay. Fucking hell. Look at that. That's 10 times as stupid, isn't it? Look at that, right in the crater there. Fucking hell. Okay, that does look like stonework and an arch. Well, I don't speak Italian. I know one person in chat does. Right, let's take a trip down memory lane. See if we can evoke any memories from you all. Happy memories. 750 you to finish this vlog off. And got stacks of content out this week, guys, to basically catch up on. I will be back this week. This is one of the last bits of this post. Okay, these are called skulls. My sister had a pair, and they're made of wood. They were like clogs, and they were very, very popular in about 1975, I think. Yeah. Do you remember these? They're called dial phones. Yeah, this is the internet, the old days. We used to stick our finger in the hole and turn it like that. You could do prank calls. I never did. Just saying. You could. The British chip shop. Did I say this before? Yes, you did, Matt. I miss a good old British chip shop. where did they go? So if you were alive back in the day, you were alive for the Queen's Silver Jubilee. Was it good? Yeah, it was. It was fucking fantastic. I didn't even know about the way of establishment bullshit back then. I knew something was off, though. These are the greatest tastes that I've ever had in my childhood, next to a Texan bar. The Pacers, and they were like a spearmint more than a... Yeah, they were spearmint. They were fantastic. They're gone. Anything good, they take out of reality. I had exactly the same table. And you can't scribe into them with a knife, put your name in them or anything, because it's Formica. Formica. These arrived in Britain. I'm not saying this is the demise of the British population, but it was the start. It was Wimpy's, Shanty salad, Shanty brunch, Delta brunch for me, Wimpy special grill. Oh, I haven't had a Wimpy special grill in 40 fucking years. If I could time travel, go back to Wimpy days. They were like White Castle. They were soft and juicy. Chemical free. No dead humans was another thing. Now they all are. So in the past, before we had our parties that got always out of hand, we used to have our alcohol. We used to have these things. 7 pints, party 7s, yeah. But the beer's like 2.5%. Shit. But if you drink enough of it, like the whole one of them, you're gonna get drunk. Skippy, Skippy, Skippy the bush kangaroo. I want a pet kangaroo, a Joey. Who remembers Skippy the bush kangaroo? Yeah, shit, want it? Take it off. I spent endless hours playing hopscotch. Did you? It's a good game, isn't it? Can't knock hopscotch. I learned all I know about numbers from playing hopscotch. This is what you might regard as a great British breakfast. This is my aim for this week. I'm warning you vegetarians in due course for my Truth Bites special this week. I'm going to cook a full English breakfast, but I want to get some seaweed before that. Lava bread in Cardiff Market. So I'm hoping to go there beforehand. See this stuff here? Do you know what this is? Black pudding. Yeah. It's so black, even the white bits are black. It's congealed pig's blood. Oh, yeah, it's big in Britain. So I noticed this is coming back because everything's so poo. And probably even the people who are in the Matrix don't even like television anymore. So they're taking up knitting. I like knitting. I don't do it myself. I'm just saying it's good for making fluffy jumpers and stuff. If anyone wants to knit me a jumper. See these? I'm going to tell you an interesting story here that you might find funny or not, in case maybe 700 of you still watching. So, do you know these Crayola crayons? Well, I shoved one up my nose when I was a kid, and it got stuck and it snapped off. Why? I don't know. I literally stuck things in my ears up my nose. It's just a thing about probing holes. I got a crayon stuck in my nose. Guess how I got it out? My mother got my friend Evelyn from up the street, who had really, really long nails, and she picked out the crayon out of my nose, a little tiny chunk at a time, and I was covered in blood because she was cutting my nose up while she did it. But I got most of the crayon out. A bit fell down the back of my nose. There was residue for about the next 10 years. I suppose you're wondering what colour it was. Okay, aren't you? Guess. Guess what crayon I shoved up my nose? Yellow. A yellow crayon. Now, see this glue? Golden gum glue? You can't get high off it. Boss stick, this stuff, you could sniff it till the cows come on. You ain't going to get a buzz. Take it from somebody's nose. Golden gum, it's no good for glue sniffing. Remember this? When your friends that come around the house and call for you. You're coming out to play, Matt. I haven't had my tea yet. Well, wait. And they'd sit by the front door and wait until I finish my tea. Then we all go out. The best time we ever had in our lives. Make you sad. Don't let it. You lived it. You were there. You were there. Okay. Do you remember drawing things with your nails in the window when it was so icy? See my window, I had a wooden window in my bedroom, big mold, no heating. And all this bit was black. I had to clean it off every fall. Every year. because of the like consumption I constantly had. I was always ill, and it was a fucking room in the damp. I'm telling you now, and basically my family made me ill. These were great fun. You could drop them off of a car park, and they're little parachuting soldiers. I loved them. That's me though. Yeah, radiograms. I knew my mate's mother had a radiogram. Fucking booming. You should hear the eagles on one of them. Fucking brilliant. Fucking love it. When I first entered this world, the first couple of years, this is how I bathed, in a steel bucket in front of the coal fire. My mother would pour kettles of water over my bare skin, boiling, then cold. Back puss. Wonderful back puss. Wake up and bring the joys you bring. Wake up, be bright, be noble and bright. Oh, back puss, oh, hear what I sing. Oh, when back puss wakes up, all the mice all can wake up. They do. We will fix it. We will fix it. We will fuck it up. We will muck it up. Gabriel, the toad, and Madeline, the old ragdoll. But Emily loved you. So do I. Backbus. I had one of these. You could listen to aircraft pilots as they went over, like literally saying, "We're just dumping fuel. We don't think we're going to make the runway." No, they didn't say that. We listened to the police as well, and somebody would say, the policewoman would say in the radio thing, she'd say, "Somebody's listening to us with an FM AM radio." And I go, "Oh shit," my heart would pound. It was like I've been caught doing something really naughty, listening to the modulators. This is in the days before scanners, by the way. I don't mean the movie. No, I do mean the movie, but I mean police scanners. Not everyone listens to the thing. Right, another interesting story. Building dens in your front room. Did you ever used to do that? Yeah, we did. So I built a den out of the big old an oak table in the corner of my room. I mean, my sister did this with tea towels and everything over the table. And we made a little house inside, and we made a little fire. And my mother went fucking nuts because he nearly burnt the house down. So never did that again. I could tell you a funny story about a bubblegum machine as well, but I wouldn't want to incriminate myself. Oh, no. I actually did get done for it, so I'm allowed to. Yeah, there was a broken bubblegum machine once, and it spat all the money out on me and my friend's Auntie Beattie. Only they said it belonged to the machine. Please, it's a long story, don't worry. John Noakes and Shep. I love Shep, it's a sheepdog. And John Noakes, who's very famous for his massive penis on kids' television. This is Welsh Rabbit. Yeah, Welsh Rabbit. There's another thing I'm going to make on my cooking show, is cheese on toast. I know what you're saying. Anyone can make cheese on toast. No, they can't. Not like I can. You didn't need acid in the 70s. All you had to do was sit there and look at the wallpaper. What about these? Well, I can still do rock the cradle. Give me a bit of string. I could do it now. I could do rock the cradle. I could do strangle, whatever. I can do all of these. Can you do them? I don't know what it's called, guys. I haven't got a name for it, but I can do it. I can do it. Can you remember the Dunking bird? Yeah, pretty shit though, but I like them. It totally fits my Brian. So what we do, we went on the street and we made daisy chains, and we picked mushrooms and we ate them. Can you imagine how smart kids were in the past, guys, when we lived in the woods? So they're like foraging, yeah. They're eating mushrooms when they're going foraging, yeah. Can you imagine how smart kids are in the past compared to now? The fucking flesh brains, you can't get fucking up. You can't get them to move. They're all lazy. Conductors, we used to have conductresses, like on the buses. Yeah, I used to come around and say, like, where are you going? Say, going to town. And then they smile and give you a ticket. Fucking marvellous it was. The fucking peak of civilization. We should go back to that. Fuck progression. I want ticket, ladies, on my buses. So yeah, I got like an automatic default. I might have done this myself in my local shop. I got like an automatic default is you're going to try and rip my fucking ass off, aren't you? Because they are. So I went in a local shop and I've had to buy my tobacco, and he tried charging me double. I'm like, it doesn't cost that. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do. I was like, yeah, for fuck's sake. It's like I've been here like all these years and I don't know how that goes on. So I had 2 goldfish, bit and bot, We won them at the fairgrounds in Barry Island, brought them home. Had them for quite some time, but unfortunately, my mother cleaned the fishbowl out and they went down the plug hole. But you know what? My mother was so quick, she caught them at the other end. I mean, she ran out the back door and caught them before they came out, went down into. But they would have been okay. They'd gone in the sewer system. Eventually, they would have been in the Bristol Channel. Oliver Twist. There's some yummy women in the film, Oliver Twist, isn't there? But what a really, really lovely film. All in these old musicals, like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And Oliver Twist. I fucking love them all, me. Fucking brilliant. This is jam roly-poly. You don't know about it, but with shark-infested custard, it's about the best thing you can eat on a cold winter's day, jam roly-poly. Arctic roll. I haven't had one of these in many, many years. It's what it is. It's ice cream covered with this sponge stuff. Pretty nice, and not all at the same time. It leaves a film in your mouth. The Highway Code. This was the day before the internet. It was a book that told you and explained to you how not to kill anybody on the road that day. This tortured millions of people for years. Recorders, yeah? How many people have been tortured by recorders? Children badly playing recorders. Yeah, all of them. Baby sham. So I've never had baby sham myself. Get your head kicked in for doing something like that when I was young. But it's like a piss. It's like piss. You'd have about 40 of them and not get drunk. But they marketed them well in the 80s before there was actually alcohol in them. So my mother had one of these washing machines as well. That was where you put your wash in, and then you put it in there and it span it. And oh God almighty, what a fucking performance trying to fill it out. Wait for the immersion, wait for the hot water. Oh, what a performance doing anything. So you don't know about these in America. I turned Charlotte onto one of these and she thought like the world was the best thing in the world. These are called walnut whips. Yeah, you bite the top off and there's this creamy, like, I don't know, fondant, I guess. I don't know what it is, but it's fucking lush. So this wouldn't be politically acceptable in the modern day. This was a British sitcom called Love Thy Neighbour, and it was a British couple, and they had a black couple move next door, and it was him being racist and him being better than him every single week, and the racist pig bigot getting his ass handed to him in a handbag every single week. That was the series. But the one episode, she was in the back in a bikini. Very memorable, that one. School dinners, I kept out of there. I had to, because I was always in so much trouble. If they're going to get me, they're going to get me there. And to be honest, it's not the place you go on mushrooms anyway. So yeah, if I did get dinner tickets, because as I said, explained, I had a dinner ticket money making thing going on. You zip through, get a Clark's pie, stick it in your pocket. What's called a shit brick, which is Rice Krispies in a square like that. Stick it in your other pocket, back over the fields for the rest of the afternoon till you go home. You've got a pie and a shit brick, you're going to live. All you need is a drink. God, we survived so well back in the day. Fuck school, didn't do that shit, fucking up, no way. Fine Fair turned up. That was a start of these supermarkets. When I was really little, there were no supermarkets, no Tesco's, no. Fine Fair was it. Co-op, fuck all. Nothing. And then it all went like, we got malls, what you call shopping centres, woodwork, oh God almighty. So, interestingly, I had two woodwork teachers, Mr. Singemore, Singy Baby, who couldn't actually walk because he was so overweight, but I liked him. But the other one, Mr. Lee Zakowski, what a fucking psycho. He used to pretend to play golf in the fucking classroom. You did wonder why his motorbike engine was flooded every night. Wonder. PK, juicy fruit, arrow mint. Yeah, I was a big bubblegum chewer. Probably amphetamines. Yeah, we didn't have senses of danger in the past, guys. If you die, you die. You do it only once anyway. Yeah, we used to fling ourselves out of slides. I've had one of these, right? I stood here before and someone swung it, and this bit hit me straight in the fucking face. I'm not joking, splattered me. Worst one I had was I was backstop playing cricket once, and the boy who was playing cricket, he swung the cricket bat round, just caught me full in the face with a cricket bat. I mean, from 3 foot away. That made me ill. That made me ill. Tambo did it, but he's dead now. Poor Tambo. Yeah, so we all had like the Starsky and Hutch card in Britain, and remember the Ford Trans Am? Took over Britain. We had loads of Transams. They were fucking awesome. Bring back Transams. All this fucking good. Hey, Starsky. Cough. Fucking awesome. So Wombles. I don't want to say cast excursions about what's going on underground, guys, but when you got like Tobermory and all these different, you got Madame Cholet's the only woman down there, and she's named after a French prostitute. Just saying. It's a bit like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Guys, see this? I got one still. I got my bicycle efficiency badge. Yeah, I have. It's like an Oscar for riding bikes. Yeah, I still got it in my box of mementos from when I was a kid. Yes, I had to do a course. Old Jamaica. I taste one of them now. It would be fucking beautiful. 10p. So these done your head in. So all these, it's 14 old Dr. Martens for about probably 4 years in high school that I never went to. And when you get home from school on a boiling hot summer's day and you're wearing these fucking things, you cannot get them off quick enough. And believe you me, you literally, your head's going to burst if you don't get the boots off. They're that hot. Did it stop me wearing them in the summer? No. 90 degrees, the Martins stay on. Yeah, you keep them nice and polished. That's for all the blood to drip off. I'm joking. So, yeah, we had Lidos, like Conap. We'd all go to the Lidos on a Saturday, tens of thousands of us, dive in the water in the open air. I don't even know of one Lido that we could go to now. Close them all. And you wouldn't want to in this fucking day and age anyway with all this fucking... I never noticed this before, but you know what Art Garfunkel is sniffing Paul Simon's hair. Can you see that? He's like... Yeah, tucking up nice and cushy behind him. But it's like a bridge over a tub of waters. I will lay you down. It ain't half hot, man. You may know about this. Whispering grass, don't tell the trees, because the trees don't need to know. Yeah, Donna Stell and the Welsh guy, whose name I can't remember. I watched every single episode. It's about Japanese POW camp. And used to love it. There you go. I got this for Christmas one year. It's one of my worst ever presents. It's fucking shit. You can't do anything with Subbuteo. Play a game of football, my fucking ass. I was like, you insulted my intelligence. I was like, I can't play football with this. Stupid. So you may not know this gentleman. He's an Irish comedian, and he's my favourite Irish comedian of the old days. Totally un-PC. Took the piss out of everything. He had one finger missing. He was always on a piss. I don't like that. Dave Allen. Dave Allen at Large, brilliant series, guys. If you get a chance to give yourself a little giggle, watch Dave Allen at Large. It's absolutely brilliant. Takes the piss out of these all the time, the nuns. So try drinking a bottle of Blue Nun and see if you get fucking drunk, because you won't. These two, these are famous wrestlers of the past in Britain. We've got Giant Haystacks, okay, and we have Big Daddy. Unfortunately, his name was Shirley. I wouldn't have said that to his face. Golden cups. They're still around now, but they cost 3p. Macintosh makes good chocolate. Well, they did. Probably don't anymore. Tupperware parties. They got out of control well quick, didn't they? The Tupperware parties. Everyone went fucking mental on them. Oh, you've got the new egg whisker. Oh, yeah, it separates lime from seeds. Curly Whirly. You ever had a Curly Whirly? You ever had a Curly Whirly? Well, you haven't lived till you've had a Curly Whirly, I must say. So the Waltons, they were nice, weren't they? Let's see if we remember. I always fancied her in the Waltons. Mary Lou. Dad, Mum. She always stayed attractive right till the end, didn't she? Elizabeth, Mary Ellen, Billy Bob. There's one missing on you, isn't there? There's one missing on you. And who the fuck is he? Where's John Boy? John Boy's not in this. Can you see John Boy in this? No, I can't see John Boy in this. I'm really confused, guys. There's a weird guy in the background that's not actually in it. Maybe he's the director or something. Ooh, I don't know. Looks like a serial killer. It's really weird. Can you remember these? Yeah, you pull it and it makes the car start. I think. I don't know. Maybe people have just got it wrong and loads of people have died because of it. I don't know. The world is strange. Cap rockets. Oh, I love them. It's bang them on the floor, bang. Plunk. Do you ever play that? Yeah, it's great. You can take these spikes off and stick them in your sister's leg. It's awesome. So we used to have butchers in the past. I wish I still had a butcher's. I could get fresh meat. In fact, my butchers used to be Jewish. Now it's all eyeballs and assholes. Do you remember first buying this album? Yeah, well, fucking... You get your money for nothing and your chicks for free, don't you? But the rest, oh my God, brothers and arms. Oh, chop my ears off already. Knopfler is so fucking depressing. Honest to God, there are some good tracks on it, but it's all wee fucking Victim. My father used to love this program weirdly, Upstairs and Downstairs. It was a story of a rich family and the servants that occupied the upstairs in the property. So was the nature of Victorian household. Not too much Gordon Jackson there. No, not too much sexy stuff going on. You think there would be with the maids, wouldn't you? Yeah. Because let's be honest, if you're going to be interviewing for a maid in the 1800s, yeah. If I was interviewing, oh come on, you're not going to want an ugly maid around the house feather dusting. What about this? 4 candles. What you mean? I want 4 candles. What you mean? I want handles for forks. Handles for forks, 4 candles. One of the greatest moments of 2 Ronnies, British history. I don't know if Ronnie Parker was a bit of a dodge fuck, and I don't know if Ronnie Corbett was too. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say no. It can't all be. Plenty of people stuck their tongue in the electric fire when I was a kid. I knew an Hell's Angel once. He had to do an initiation to join the Bikers Club. And part of it was him having to stick his hand in one of those. But he lost his hand, lost his fingers. Anyway, we had these, and we could only leave them on for 10 minutes in the winter because basically you freeze your ass off, but you can light the fag up on them. If you get the fag and just touch this, burns your fucking hand. If you just get it right, you can light your fag up on there. Anyone ever light their fag up on the electric fire? You fucking know it. I know. Xylophone. On the advert, unfortunately, it was Rolf Harris. But they were brilliant. You could make no actual music whatsoever. Dad's Army, one of the greatest productions in British television history. Mr. Mannering. Don't tell him your name, Pike. So begging was legal in the past. If you had a guy with you, that was. Penny for the guy. Okay. I bet that's a kid inside there, though. I'd have to give it a stab test. And they give you money. Nah, we all did it. And we played Mastermind as well. Did you ever play Mastermind? I'm fucking good at that. And bangers. Used to be able to do all sorts with bangers, and they were real bangers. Don't sell them anymore. Not allowed real things anymore. And the televisions never had black screen tellies, widescreens in them. They were these big, fuck off heavy GEC things that we used to have. And then they'd break down. The teachers used to sit us in front of televisions and learn stuff. And I remember one year, I don't know if it was a sex education program or something, but it was a real rude bit on. We all like, this is awkward. I don't know if it's meant to happen. It sticks in my mind. Ooh. I had every one of them. Still get them now. They're brilliant. They're little planes, guys, and they actually work. And they're made out of light stuff. I don't know what it is, paper. This is crack cocaine for children. It's called sherbet. You suck that, they last yonks, like hours. You get high as fuck, all fuck. Sweets were cigarettes weren't bad in the past. You just pretend you're smoking. Remember grannies? Granny, why do you smell a pee? I love you too. Yeah, we had grannies. I used to visit my granny as well. Awesome, right? So they go on, all grandmothers then. Maybe it's just mine. I don't know. Some grandmothers just go on and on and on. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, the test cards. I watched this for 500 hours once. There's nothing else on the telly. Etch-a-Sketch. Oh, Sketch-a-Graph. Can you remember that? I never had one. Soap on a Rub. I had one of them, though. 1 year. Stupid idea, really. Andrew's liver salts. You need them for all that shit alcohol back in the 80s. It's for distemper. Yeah, yeah. Sort of humorous is that. May as well do a bit of bloodletting along with it. Yeah, so you could literally tell your fortune with this magic fish. If you put it in your hand and it shrivels up, it means I like you. It means I like you. So yeah, I couldn't stand around in dinner canteens. Fucking hell. None of my gang could. We would have been in so much trouble in there with all the others because we were like sort of separate. So remember the British shop where you go in there and he wouldn't skank your fucking ass? Here it is there, Mr. and Mrs. Davis. Get a tin of vine soup, your Ariel, your birch trifle, and then basically he doesn't say 48 quid, please. It's like, well, mate, no, sorry, I just made a mistake. Magnus Magnusson, he blinded her with science. He was our science tech. He's like, I don't know, Bill Nye Science guy in British television. He knew a thing or two. I liked him. Magnus Magnusson. Not Magnus. Magnus Magnusson was our mastermind. His name was Magnus anyway. You know, that's where I've gone, guys. Here we go, fucking Luby Lou. Here we go, Luby Light. That's what's happened. No, these were brilliant. These are called wage packets. What you do, you get paid at the end of the week. This was full of cash, yeah? And then you go straight on a piss. So you close your... We haven't got these anymore. They sold them all in Britain. I hear Australia still got them in America, but it's where you used to buy your records in Woolworths. Angel Delight. This is absolutely beautiful. It's like a whipped cream, and you can put it all over your girlfriend and lick it off. Obviously, you can. So yeah, we all convinced ourselves that we were alcoholics in the past. Apricot warnings. It's like eggnog. And it was 17%. If you drank the whole bottle, you get fucking battered, but vomit. Ever vomited eggnog? Don't. So we made these ourselves. I had my own pair of stilts. Only mine didn't really work. Did you ever go with stilts? It's like we never had the internet, guys. We had to do shit. Yeah. Vacuum cleaner. I bet there's been some really terrible vacuum cleaner accidents in the past, haven't you? People going into accident emergency with a vacuum cleaner jammed on their willy. What have you been doing? So this was high tech in the past. This is where we got our top 40, all our music. We'd have to press play and record, and then stop it for the adverts and the top 40, and then put it back on with the records. This is how we got our records before we actually were given money, which came a long time later. So that's what I smoked, Golden Virginian, back in the day. It was absolutely gorgeous. None of them squillion additives. Mixtapes as well, Cough. Yeah. Still got 700 of you watching. Hope you're enjoying this, bear. It is actually, I'm a history channel, and to be honest, this is all history, especially wacky races. Dick Dastardly and Murley. Rentil Mob. Lady Penelope. Lucasade, AIDS recovery. I heard that nobody with that disease ever got cured by drinking it. So that might be false. Kes is beautiful and disgusting all at the same time. It's the epitome of Britain. It's northern British life. I think it's Leeds or something. And he makes friends with Kestrel, but he's like this pitiful child, sort of undernourished and struggling, and reminds me of me. Can't imagine how many of these I chucked in fucking skips or smashed up in the past. Jesus Christ, these ended up in everybody's fucking gardens in the 1980s. The family fucking treehouse. Wonderful. Were they good? No, they were shit. I kept my singles in these though, and I had an album version as well. These to keep your singles in. Singles, like small black round things. Play music. That's right. I watched all of the Rich Man, Poor Man series. Actually, was addicted to it, but then I was addicted to Dallas too. So it doesn't say a lot for me, does it really? But I haven't watched telly in 25 years. So there's that. Malted biscuits with athletes on them. I don't know. If you squint, it looks like sexual positions. Don't know what's going on with the biscuits. Not that it's ever happened to me, because I always bugged out of school 2 weeks before. But apparently, like Alice Cooper says, School's out for summer. They always kicked me before them, so I never actually experienced that. But I guess it would be brilliant. Putting my shit over. You got chicken pox, slap this all over it. Well, did it? No. Come on, did not. Ski lotion, ski yogurt. I think you eat this. You still buy ski. No, that's bullshit. This is Britain at its best. So we go on a school trip. You get in the back of the bus where you can have a smoke, and you shout abuse at anyone you see. You go, wanker, wanker, and it's brilliant. Try it, guys. Makes you feel good. So I had a lock like this on my bedroom door. I had to pick all of the paint off it so it would work again, which I did, and it did work again. So I could lock myself in my bedroom so my mother didn't beat me up. They were brilliant. She just banged on the door and could get to me. I would just lay on my bed and think, ha, you can't get at me. Psycho. So there's that. But the door, fucking nuts, one's never come off his hinges. She never gave up. She was like, here's Johnny. Fucking true story. So yeah, they were, again, just like with the Kaplunk straw, you can use a compass to snap your friend in the leg as well. If you want to have some fun. It's happened to me 1,000 fucking times, and I'm just normal. The British chip shop, let me smell that. Oh, that chicken smells so good. Oh my god, that fish. Oh my god, take me back in fucking time. They even do haddock. You know, get a bit of haddock in a chip shop now. Fucking doner kebab that's been rolled on the floor on the back of the chip shop and all the rat shit. I literally caught a guy doing it in the local chip shop. He was literally at a kebab meat and he was literally hammering, a fucking steak through it with a hammer, and he's seeing all of this just shit on the floor with all the rats go. So yeah, before the internet, we went out the street and played skipping ropes. I didn't do that. Hydroponics. We did do that with beans, didn't we? We grew beans with hydroponics in school. Absolutely brilliant watching the sea kick off. It's like, wow. Dripping. Do you know what dripping is? It is food. And we used to put this on bread. We used to call it bread and dripping. And it was really nice. We used to have bits of beef and pork and stuff stuck in our dripping. We used to get it in slices of them from the butchers. Oh my god, it was tasty, guys. Oh my god, you can't get nothing like that. I feel all not sad. I'm happy. I'm happy sad. I'm happy that we're here in this point in time. We haven't got any wooden escalators anymore as well, because they're basically nice. Can you remember these? My friend had one of these, exactly the same. Cupboard in the kitchen. Standard 70s design. So I wouldn't do games or PE as to go missing, because basically did like getting in the showers naked with everybody else. I thought it was really weird. And the teacher standing there as well, fucking watching. I thought that was definitely weird. But they used to make us do this stuff, and I fucking hated it. It was just so fucking stupid. I used to tell them as well, this is stupid. I don't want to carry across the world. And we don't do this anymore either. Swim and jump off high boards, which is dead. Definitely going to die. Unless you're Mr. Bean jumping off a high board. We don't see that. Watch on YouTube, Mr. Bean swimming. The best. Oh, okay. Floral gums or cherry lips. Mine are going for the cherry lips. I love cherry lips. So yeah, so nobody makes phone calls. You used to put a lock on your phone. My mother had one of them. But I knew where the key was, so there was that. I know. You're wondering what I'm showing you. Remember these? This is a bit of an unusual relationship. I can't even believe I actually sat through Peters and Lee in Top of the Pops, but we did. So there was this couple, right? She was really tasty. Peters and Lee. He was blind. So he didn't know she was beautiful. And they would sing at one another, and he wasn't looking at her directly, pretending because he was blind. Better be fucking blind. Peters and Lee, what did they sing? God, they were fucking weird. Almost as weird as the Carpenters. Everyone was thinking there's something going on with them too, but they're brothers and sisters. It can't be. So yeah, this is what we need. Let's get these, make stickers, and let's just make love stickers and stick them around everywhere. I was thinking on doing that with these. See these? these are the roaches out of papers, right? So what I was thinking of doing is just write little messages on them and drop them all over the street. You know, like a crib trail. Yeah. The things on there like, you're a wanker, or tosspot, or I love you. You know, like with love hats, sweets that you get. Little messages. And so I'm thinking on sitting there, spending an hour filling in a few of them. Obviously not all derogative, a few you're wankers. I'll drop them in time. And just do that. I'm sure there's not no criminal offence of dropping little bits of paper, like stick at the dump, who people said I look like, cheeky bastards. I don't look like stick at the dump as well. I'll put your head in a trifle. I love a face in a trifle. 3 Billy Goat Gruffs. It's an early reading story that we used to have, which taught us about witchcraft. You think I'm joking? No, man. These licorice pipes. So you could walk around them, walk around like you're smoking a pipe. Crack pipe. Disgusting. I'm the man in grey. I'm just the man at CNA. And I don't have a say in the war games that they play. They went rainbow early, didn't they? CNA. Oh, they're gone. You can get them. I think there's a CNA in Gibraltar. Last time I seen a CNA. How many of you can say that you've shit in one of them? I had to go in one of them. I'd hang on for a week to find a bush or something. Anything could happen to you in there. Could have a rat running or something. Anything could happen. I could. See, I used to wrap my school books in like punk rock magazines and stuff, enemy things. They used to make me read, cover my books. It's like, no, man, you can't have swastikas on the book cover. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm joking. Remember these? You ever tried to have a shower with one of them guys? They're boiling, not freezing fucking cold. They don't work at all, do they? I had identical to that when I was a kid. Not bad. Yeah. Oh, I love reminiscing. What about cans of wick, green and Trump today? Lots of gnarly shit going on in there. People dying all the time. Let's join hands around the world, shall we? We got the whole world in our hands. We got the whole wide world. So I started out when I started smoking at age 11 or 12. This is what I started out on. Old, but fuck me, it was strong. I started out in the hardcore smoking territory, definitely. Like 8 now. There you go. And I lived on these. If it wasn't for Vesta Curry, yeah, thank Vesta Curry, guys, because Flat Earth British wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Vesta Curry. So I just starved to death in the 1980s if it wasn't for them. The thing is, in my house, if you was going to hide any fucking man, you'd be the oven where my mother never went. I was the one there. I had the cleanest. My bedroom was immaculate. I had the cleanest because my mother was like a lady of leisure. She was like a movie star. I had one of these in my back garden. So you had to, in the snow, 8 o'clock in the morning before school, literally go into here and go to the toilet. One morning, I go in the toilet, and there was a girl that lived over the back sitting on my toilet pumping. I was like, that's not your toilet. Go to your own fucking toilet. And to be honest, it was like tainted by. I'm not saying they were a smelly family, but they were. So it was like, I'm never going on that toilet again. Even when I cleaned it, it was still tainted. I had a terrible thing about germs when I was little. But I used to invite people to my house, and they used to like sit on my bed, like in the bedroom, like play music, and I'd be like, hang on a minute, before you sit down, have you been sat on a bus? I'm like, yeah. It's like you sit on there, bro. Sit on the floor. I wouldn't have it. Because you got fucking people leak on buses. People leak stuff. Yeah. Otherwise, why would they need pampers? Or nappies. Anyway, yeah, we used to have a thing called milkman. They used to bring milk round in the morning. It's a fascinating subject. See this stuff. Government toilet paper. God help us all. We used to have this in school. So what it does is does nothing. It's getting traction and anything white. You have to crinkle it up so it's got a few edges. Otherwise, all it do is just spread it all around your bum. Hopeless. Why they invented non-wipeable toilet paper? It's to gaslight us. They don't like us, obviously. They don't like us. I took the lining out on my stomach on that. and ended up dancing on a table in a club in Perth. Oh my God, did I get a fucking state on there? Never again. Never again would I ever do anything like that. And have you ever done anything like really stupid with a pencil sharpening machine? Yeah, I have. You can have a real bad accident with a pencil sharpening machine. I used to have to ask my teacher, Rufus, who I think liked me. I said, "Can I sharpen my pencil in your pencil sharpener, sir?" And he said, "Yeah." And I'd have a really sharp pencil. But you know, we didn't have our own pencil, special pencil sharpeners. See one of these? Yeah, they're fucking brilliant, guys. You cut your grass, you go a rat tat 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 if you hit a snail. It's unfortunate. I used to put these on my heels as well, my brogues, so you could hear yourself walking from 15 miles away, and everyone else could too. Maybe that's what they should do in the modern day. Make people wear them so you know if anyone's sneaking up behind you. So how long have I been talking? So I'm coming up to 2.5 hours. I'm going to come back for a bit, guys, because look, skinheads on a raft. Do you ever see them? That's another one for my truth bites. Shabati Wadi. We don't want Shabati Wadi. Stick a rock. Okay. And Corona. Yeah. Corona pop. You could have that coming, Roger. Oh, they used to have cider et. Oh my God. Corona, cider et. Come back, Corona. All is forgiven. Okay. That has been Baron Marticus von Stickelbrick. If you don't know what a Stickelbrick is, it's a toy from the 1970s. There's loads more of them to go, but my head's all flapped up. Yeah. Did have some more antiquity images for you. Okay. Last 30 minutes of this. Make sure to share this out. I'm going to be cutting out in a near future very time soon. So we got Felina, we got Alva Billy's talking to Dallas, we got Hippie Shakes in the house, we got Simone Willowbrook is in the house. So yeah, I've made I think 15 or 16 videos in the last 20 odd days. So there's definitely something for everybody to catch up. Oh, okay, let's have a look at these because it's more in line with Phoenician stuff. So these, my friend talking to Rage, friend Mudflooder in Boston. So these are Aquilina. So this is was a Roman province in its heyday, what they say, 2nd century. The apparently population of over 250,000 people. Aquilina in the modern day is just ruins. But well worth a look at in 1896. You can see that there. So this was the Roman Empire, and you can see that it's a circle enclosed with a giant tower in the middle, but that's what they say it looked like in the past. But check this out. It's all Roman, apparently, and it's in that condition. Is that a Roman church? It can't be. Roman lion, they call it Roman, a load of Latin inscriptions. These are gravestones. Oh, yeah. Part of the classical world, which looks very dirty. So yeah, do you buy this 2,000-year-old? They've just been standing there right through the Dark Ages, Middle Ages, all the way to the next 500 years, all the way to Europe. Or is it like this stuff was here in the recent past? I wonder what that does. Could be a font for baptizing. That's always sinister. Looks like a plug socket. I doubt it for the era. It's, that should be on the top of the column bottom. All right, so that's the town in a modern day with all its Roman remains. Okay. They could be urns, like where they keep ashes. So do you know what a Greek urn's? 20 quid a week. Got the Phoenician seashells going on. Wonder what's under that altar. Sinister, isn't it? And they hide it all in plain sight. They don't even lie about it, guys. They just don't. It's all in plain sight. So yeah, the churchy guy walks up his stairs with like this, looks like Celtic bandit, and then sits in his throne. But unfortunately, that's spice stuck in the mouth. So yeah, if people are looking to religion to help them in this time, good luck, because it's you that's doing it, and it's always been us. Religion tells you that. It tells you that the temple of God is within. It is. It's all us. And I do think that we manifested it. I think everybody hating on Diddy Gate and all of them weirdos, and it's just been in like so much of the conversation as Hollywood's not evil it all is. It ends up in flames. What's the chance? What's the chances? Coming that shit's happening. And the streets look exactly like San Francisco. So they were still collecting like Roman object on artifacts in the 1800s. Yeah. See, I don't think it was long after all that. I really don't. The Renaissance period for me. See, that was the top of an arch. So Aquilina. So well. I think that's really old photographs. Nice definition on this for the age. Imagine having real Roman columns coming to your front door. All them hanging down. Quite mystical, isn't it? I've been in some crazy Italian churches that look like all flaky painted shit outside. You go in them and they had like all the riches of the world in there. Oh my god. You never know. Why is that just left there in the floor? There's not many pews in this church either. It's just all open space. Church. Oh, I'd love to be able to time travel. I wonder what the aerial is for 1893. See the old pineal gland thing going on, guys. Again, I have to go on one of them in St. Peter's Square. Giant pineal gland. This is a replica of what looks like the Church of the Resurrection. Why is it so dirty? Imagine how deep that actually goes as well. It's all mud flooded in, you see. That is that. You never win this amateur football? AutoCAD, sound cutting out. Okay, that's time. Creative. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. 600 of you still in chat. Let me give you all a good shout. Sorry if my microphone is playing up. Okay, we got Dimps in the house who's Marianne. Good to see you, lovely. And Alpha Billy's in the house. 16 Alpha. Marticus gets so focused on his presentation, he sometimes overlooks his technologies on the frizz. I do. That's where you lot come in handy, though, so you can spot things when I'm talking. And it is right. I got like there's 1,000 moving parts over here, guys. I don't know how I pull it all together. Lose composure for 10 minutes, it all goes to shit. Let me tell you. Someone call Martin and tell him, okay, I'm going. If my audio is shit. Love you. Thanks, Deanson. Thanks everybody for being here. It's been a massive crowd tonight. Really happy with that. And make sure to subscribe, like, and share. When he exists, Google Drive sounds coming back. Okay. I have to. I could go through some more, but my sound's gone to shit. Dimples. I was warned about the Rosicrucians. My mother used to warn me about the Moonies. She said, don't talk to the Moonies. They'll brainwash you. but I never ever met them. The ones under Reverend Moon, there's supposed to be loads of them about. So I have got loads more to share, but guys, but I'm definitely run out of steam. And as I said, I've made about 20 hours content recently. Thanks, Mark. Come back, Finn. Well, it's the top tier of truthtainment on the internet, don't you know? Make sure to spread that around so that everybody knows Sheila Lewis, well, where it is at and where the juice is as well. So, yeah, I definitely think that that's how they're doing it through coordinates, coordinations, times, dates, and on them lines. Ley lines are real. Hijacking consciousness using them. I can see it in my mind's eye working. I know exactly what they're doing with it all. But it could be combated. It can be reversed. Chrystal hippie, in my mind. That Rachel Osborne. Yeah, heaps of hugs. Hope you're feeling all cushy inside. Gretchen Smith is saying. Thank you, Kippy Shake, lovely. Lincoln. Kathy Bronton. Darcy Martins. Jeffrey Johnson. Thanks. The old school memories. I've got plenty more. We'll do some of them later. Okay. Dawn's vibes. And I had such a hard day, and you made the evening much happier. Oh, I'm so glad that's my name. Sounds okay here, then you clip out. Okay. Back to these. Miles, good to see you again, my friend. Bob Sykes, bro. Raz the Bear is Irie, he's in the house. John, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for that. And Kimo Sapi, hello, lovely. Jeffrey Bailey's giving me double Wigglies. Okay, Rachel. Dallas Fowler. Google the number 513 and area code Masonic Ohio. The number 513 Masonic Lodge. Yeah, it's all number coded. There's 100% to that. 33, 66, 7s. There's all sorts of combinations that are important to them. Have a wonderful weekend. Okay. I think that's me out. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Tyke. Thanks, Hippie. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Cheryl, everybody who was modding, friends, all in the house. Vividness. Thank you, lovely. David Sampson. Okay, who else have I missed? So, yeah, thank you all for being here. I need a drink. Run out of juice. Or not. Got a banana fushi. Ooh, banana milkshake. Is it bad? Is it good? I don't even know. It tastes nice to me. Cat Brennan. It's what you think it is, isn't it? It's all about perspective. I just changed it, and the atomic structure of it to be all like really tasty and good for me. So then it was. 27 Rose. Good to see you, Jeffrey. Darcy. I said all that. Move up a bit. Ian Briggs is in the house. Bramwell's in the house. Eppie. Lovely Eppie's in the house. Martin Sticklebrick sounds like a Charles Dickens book. That's good. Does a bit. Magavelli, Vaughn, Kathy, Mel, are you lovely? So yeah, much love to you all, guys. Thanks for being here. Happy New Year, and let's get on with the show. Okay, lots more to come. Flat of British. Make sure to subscribe and not miss another one of my groovy vlogs. Lots more coming very, very soon. Happy Flaterday. Flat thumbs.